Hello, everybody. It's your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service now. How are we doing today, everybody? It is Sunday, May 31st, 2026, the last day before June, Pride Month, and what would be the last month of one half of 2026. Oh, goodness gracious. I feel like this, especially with MomoCon being over, and the fact that I'm back in a neutral energy state, plus the fact that I haven't hit my post-con blues from MomoCon yet. 2026 has been a blur. The fact that I was depressed for 4 months of that did not help when it comes to. Like what? I'm on a high. I want to stream. I've been playing too much based offline when it comes to, and because of that, I want to actually stream a bit so I can make more content on it, because this game's already sick. So again, this is episode 3 in my series for YouTube people. Those of you that didn't see the first stream, this is called Ball Ascension Squadron Elite Division. It's a demo made from the makers of One Step from Eden. Exactly so, especially since we got different suits or so referencing the different characters and everything like that or so when it comes to it. It's very, very cute and all that and everything. But this game, exactly so, is all about, it's a combo platformer game essentially, which is really cool. Where you are essentially, Ball Ascension Squadron Elite Division. You are trying to combo the moon up to the sky to put it up there with a toolkit that is essentially a Smash Brothers toolkit. I've been playing. It has 4 weapons right now in the demo. It has 5 ascensions, which are essentially difficulty levels when it comes to or so. So last time I played, I got to Ascension 2, and I beat Ascension 2. So I want to be able to show it off to people. But the fact is that I did that offline and I wasn't recording it because I didn't think I was actually gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it again right here, and then I need to experiment with new weapon types. I've only been playing sword absolutely so far, but it's a demo on Steam right now. It is completely free to play as a demo, and it's 1 to 4 player co-op. Plus, it's just banger, and especially for me not having a Smash Brothers game to play in forever, or platformer game that I've really vibed with in forever, it matters a lot. So, alright, so like I said, you essentially have a Smash Brothers move set when it comes to or so. You have your regular jab, strike, whatever. You have, a neutral air, up air, down air, forward, back air when it comes to or so. You have a double jump, you have a dash, you have a slide, which you can use to preserve momentum and keep moving or so. And it's all important for this here, because you are trying to ascend this structure to 20 floors with this moon here. Technically, I have 2 difficulty levels on it, which is currently a smaller moon, because it's only maybe like 66% of its current size right now at the moment. And then I also have what's called solar flares, which are these little things that periodically will knock me away. So those are just difficulty tweaks when it comes to that I have, because I'm on difficulty 2 right now at the moment. Yeah. But you have to get it up there, and we want to try to keep a combo as high as possible for score, but also, the way to lose the game is if the moon cracks, as you can see right here, with this little, background. If the moon hits the ground at 10 meters a second or faster, then it will crack on the ground, like so. I will say so. 3 cracks, the moon breaks, and the game is over. So you have to keep your combo up, or spike it down, as you see right there, to give it a brief shield, so you can keep it moving up. So it's all about maintaining your combo, maintaining your platforming chops, and being able to get it up to the moon or so. Get the moon up to the night sky, which I've been having so much fun because of how challenging the structure of the game has been, and me in my own little platform journey in getting better at the game. Because I felt pretty unsure about the controls at first, but after playing through a little bit more and figuring out how I wanted to put my hands, I've jived the game so much more. So, other things to note, we will find these enemies along the path. They will not crack the moon on their own, but they will do things like knock back the moon in bad angles, or as you saw, that guy was charging up with those meters there to potentially shoot it. Which he could absolutely shoot into the ground at faster than 10 meters per second. It's sad, and every floor we have these power-ups, which I can use a charge attack for to unleash. I get 2 uses, one off rip, and then another if I hit the moon 10 times. Afterwards, the power-up goes away forever. These power-ups have different varied uses, which can help my journey up. That was a crash because I hit by solar flare. Like this flame one, if I hit the moon with it, it launches up way higher than usual. We have the shield here, which would protect the moon for a brief amount of time from a hit. And so on and so forth toward. Again, I am just using the base weapon of just a sword right now, but there's 4 weapons in the demo, with the potential for 3 more it was showing in the full game as it comes around or so, which I'm very excited about. Plus, especially since I haven't really tried out the skates yet, which I know is a second weapon, but that's just because I was trying to get up to higher ascension levels with the sword as my base learning curve, so I can get familiar with the game and see if I can't get up to the highest ascension with the sword there. In the meantime, I am collecting those little diamonds, which are a currency or a side game, because we have a garden to where we can race little cat-like creatures or so, which is almost like Chow Garden and have them race and everything like that, which I am very, very happy about. Plus, I can maybe potentially buy like, things like new chromas to unlock and play the game with and all. Chromas are your skins and like your blade color in that case. Then I have this mixed one, which is that like nice neon like purple, pink and teal blue. And I did have some skins actually unlocked from playing the game or so. From its because some rooms have some unlockable chromas or skins that are of course references to One Step from Eden. That in some rooms will require you to do certain things. So this one here, Constellation. These little yellow diamonds, you actually have to hit the moon into them to destroy them before you can access the next forts. Otherwise, it'd just be an impenetrable wall that you can't use. But enough about that. Look, again, I feel like I've just like finally gotten the combo structure figured out, or really figured my main way that I want to handle movement. I say is I absolutely flub it. Commentator's curse. But it's so satisfying to play once you get good at it. Oh, I should also mention, I did crack the moon on that 4 right there. It's 3 crats. Once you hit your 3rd crat, it is game over, and it also does reset your little combo gates. But every 4 that you ascend does repair a crack. I want the tiger to hit. Plus, every time I am defeating an enemy, I am getting either a little capsule or an animal, which I can feed to my little cats, essentially, in the Chow Garden mode. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, really? It cracked like that? It's going 10.1 meters. I was just trying to kind of let it drown on its own. Okay. As we saw, that would have been the last chance, but now I'm back up to 2 crats. That's a bit bogus, I'm not going to lie, Chief. Yeah, like, after my fervor of playing Teamfight Manager last night, I'm like, okay, look, I do want to play other games when it comes to, and Base is absolutely calling my name. Again, I was like, I want to just play this offline immediately afterwards too. But I have that first world problem of, there's too many good games to play! No! Up. Get you up. Please. There you go. I think I'm going to go back to the earlier ascension when I am trying out the skates so I can feel myself around with it again. Alright, that is a little target test dummy that I could tether to, because in multiplayer, you would actually be able to tether to your teammates, like with the grappling hook that I have right now as my current item. So you can actually, like, not only are you going to be juggling between teammates, but you can actually use them effectively as ways to propel your own movement up and everything like that too. And also, if you're identifying it here, you can see that, what's his face, every floor for the ground that you are coming through and all does actually have a bit of a bungee cord. That way you can actually, that way the ball, the ball is, it is objectively a moon, Cruzy. doesn't have a chance to fall through, but that bungee cord can break if you're not careful. Ah, okay, well, I'm about to repair that crack anyway, so actually I don't mind that too much. And you can just absolutely fall 4 after 4. Hi, sir. Bye, sir. Platforming. Okay, honestly, use the grapple up. I hit it the wrong way! Okay, let's scope out the room, honestly, here. The moon isn't going anywhere. I can scope it out, and there's a little secret area, which I think that's where I got my Cicely costume. If I remember correctly here. Yes, this is where the Cicely costume would be. Ah, shoot, that's gonna crack. Thank goodness I saved it. Right, need to get my momentum up again. Okay, I had to freeze it right there, because otherwise I absolutely would have cracked. I mean, I just could have hit the bungee, but I'm not going to go down from 0 cracks to 1 crack. Just because I am messing up this room royally. You tried this with others yet? No, because people haven't requested to play it with me. That's why I am advertising it out. I was doing so good before here. And now I am screwing up this room so badly. Okay. Good slide, because that kills the momentum of the moon. Got a DM on this. Okay, so I just have to answer that DM when it comes to there. In my castaway groups, it could be easier with more people. I mean, give and take. You could absolutely grief the run a bit with a friend or two. Good save. I knew that if I was getting hit by the solar fire, it was at least coming down correctly. But that would be the beauty in co-op anyway then. Because at the very least, everybody can have a separate item. I need to spike it because what? I'm messing this room up royally. Everybody can have separate items, and you will have the thread tether feature in that case then. To be able to actually tether around and have one additional mobility option. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet with others, but yes, it is 1 to 4 player co-op. How you doing, by the way, this morning, Rena? Okay, prop the moon up first. Let's get it over this platform. Bad solar flare timing. Go, 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 go! Huge slide! No, 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 no! Oh, dude, how did you not crack? How did you not crack? What? Dude, I hate everything. This room is actually destroying me right now. I don't know why. Okay, well that time I just got a I just had a forward air instead of a back air. And I'm just gonna crack it on that. Dude, I've never had a problem with that room. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it, okay? It is mocking me. Alright. Time to go to the Chow Garden real quick. My inventory's almost full. I have two little, almost similar to, Rain World Slug Cats over here. We got Hana and Duel. So I'll feed them this stuff so they can get more stats. And potentially then, they can just go up for races and all that for the future. Yes, Rena, it's Duel! It's almost you! Pick them up and I can pet them. Very cute, very nice. And a currency I can spend at the shop in case I want stuff. New chroma! Exactly what I wanted with all of that right there. They're called Crees. Okay, that's what they're called. New chroma. Exactly it. Ooh, I can have my chroma match my suit. Yes. Okay, back to it. Okay, that is kind of sick. I do like the multi-color, but actually having the chroma match my the chroma of my blade match my suit color of yellow is pretty sick. All right. Feel the rhythm. Go again. Do you want to hit the enemies with your neutral air if possible? That's where I got a red chroma as well too on this room for a blade. With your neutral air if possible, because it does hit 3 times, which means that you are able to potentially, what's his face? You are potentially able to destroy an enemy completely because they all die in 3 hits. So that sniper, I hate this room so much, because this sniper is behind an inaccessible wall to where you can't actually kill him. So he's just going to keep periodically shooting the moon, which is so annoying. And he absolutely does have the velocity to potentially hit the moon into the ground at 10 meters per second. I just had to avoid careful, but with that void power up right there, I was able to keep the moon going up. Thank goodness. Oh, avoid the crash and get my new power up. Then while the moon's in a stationary state, destroy the man. Here we go. Right, so I've got a time bomb power up, which will do exactly as it sounds like. That's gonna not crack. I'm surprised. So I did get some upward momentum on the moon, which will attach the time bomb to the moon. Afterwards, it'll go immediately upward. Powerful blast too, which is very, very nice. Should keep demonstrating these power-ups. This is a spinner, which inherently kills the momentum of the moon. And what I mean by that is that if it's like, it'll like constantly like spin like a top. So that way, and since it's not hitting a surface straight, it means that the moon's basically immune to cracking for like the next like 10 seconds while it's spinning like that. As you know, it's not like one solid surface of the moon isn't going to hit the ground at that solid 10 meters per second. Pretty useful power-up. If we're to hit the ground. Okay, no, never mind. In my past tests, it didn't crack. So I thought that was the function of it. Oh, I guess maybe it might just be more momentum in that case then, so I might have just been lying out of my ass. In which case, my bad. But it is my most destroyed power-up then, because at first I was just kind of like, well, why would I want that instead of the shield? And well, never mind then. I should just be using the shield. Back to Void though, because I feel like Void and probably Grapple are my favorite power-ups at the moment. Just due to the sheer fact on how they can, in case I'm losing any momentum on the moon itself, I am able to, or like if I mess up my positioning, I can drag the moon back to me, obviously. Or I can also, what's his face? I can also drag the moon up and around to where I am as well too. I'm being a lot more liberal with using my sliding now compared to that last run, because I want to be able to stop the moon if it's moving in a weird state. Because being able to, because again, sliding goes the momentum of the moon, so if it's going to the left or right or so, I can just almost slow, I can instantly slow it down right there, and I'd reset my momentum in case it's going too far, or if I just want to actually prop it up with a little bit of extra height in that case. So a little bit of extra height right there is wonderful to continue platforming up. Alright, back to 4-9. Oh, freaking missiles. I hate these guys because these missiles are automatic enemies and they cannot hit the moon. They aren't damaging it, but they can knock it around faster than 10 meters per second. So, go Cruzy. You have to do this room quickly. Otherwise, you're gonna hate life. Very good void use there. Very good void use. See, that's why it's great. Because it can do things that no other that other items aren't able to do at all sometimes. So I'd be able to save it. That stopwatch right there wouldn't be able to save it. Yeah, I had to hit it that way I'd avoid it hitting the ground completely. No craft it, but that's only one craft, and I already destroyed the one enemy in this room here. Which I am totally fine with. Yeah, grapple. Grapple again also is really good too, but I think I start the void since especially everything predicates off of where you are in relation to the moon versus where the moon is in relation to you. Because since you're, and what I mean by that is like besides these solar flares, the moon can't really dictate where you're going. I think the moon has no way to impact your own movement, but you are the only, you besides the enemies are the only force that can impact the moon. So it's more important on where you are positioned and how you can impact the moon there. Good. No crack. Keep it going. I hate any missile room intrinsically. Just due to how often they spawn and how you can't get rid of them like normal enemies. Or just keep spawning. The little stupid missile spawner. I didn't mean to spike it, but honestly, what? That's fine. Oh, darn it. And there's a little bit of a pointer room here. Get through. Should be able to bait the missiles. I mean, you can if you hit them with a basic attack, but if you miss, then you're just going to be hit by the missile and not try far and away from the moon yourself. Right? Nice move. Nice movement. Ah! Got here. Stuff will drop you. And then we go. One, two. Wonderful. Pusher. That's not where I wanted to send you! Okay, it has the bungee. No track. And I'm saved the bungee too. Thank gods. Alright, the buttons are kind of cool. And if you aren't noticing like and how what I'm saying these are too, it does say the room name and my phone number in the top left. So that's how I'm identifying what type of room I'm about to be in as well. Set it up. Oh crap, dude. Okay, saved. Good. Say take it slow, you don't have to rush right there. I'm not sure let the moon be propped up itself there by that pusher. Alright. 4:15. 5 more to go. Destroy the tiger first. And let me order this room now, Joel. Okay. Kind of gotta juggle it up. Okay. But you can see that, understandable. Oh, so my VTube studio froze for a second right there, it seems. Okay, now we're good. Okay. So this is where dashing would be good. If I needed to keep the momentum up as I reset my jumps. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, it cracked. Not dashing, I meant to say sliding. But we're good at the video game. We're fine. I feel like Void more. Just a little bit more. Let's drop one hook again. Trying to time my hit. That way the sniper hits the moon and I do after. Because I don't want to break my bungee cord. But if the moon rolls into a state where that sniper can't hit it, that's wonderful. Thank you. It didn't hit. Fuck, I should have just used a void. Okay, that's one crack though. One crack in a room is always manageable. When you crack it twice, the things get a little bit scary. Good trust, good trust. Targets. Target stages are always fine. Goodness. Alright, so 2 uses of void still as well. And another target stage. Oh, I broke the bungee. Get you to the side. Good. To the side and break the targets first. Good. Please go up. Please go up. You. Another missile room? You gotta be kidding me. They have to give me a missile room for the last 4, didn't they? Void! That didn't go as high as I wanted. Okay, what? That's fine. I just tank those 2 hits. I'm just gonna climb off of that. Good. Should be good. No! 10.7. You gotta be kidding my ass. Good. Go, 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 go. Void! Good spike, but it's gonna crash. Gotta spike for safety, gotta spike for safety. Get a shield up, and we're down from 3 cracks to 1. Oh! Hey, my heart rate has gone up like exponentially fast, dude. You don't even know it. Don't trust it. Good save. Good save. Save was necessary. I'd say, is that a crash? So I was about to start crying if it was. Intercept the missiles! Woo! Good spike. No! Oh, I had to spike it that time. I don't know if I had to. Oh, it's dead. Shield. Oh! We're still in it, but I'm out of resources. I've lost both my crats, I lost both my items, I've lost everything, and that witness was gonna crack it. Fuck! I hate missiles! They gave me missile for the last room! Fine. You know what? Let's go to base difficulty, and let's try out the states. Tried them yet, so new moveset. A heck? Ooh, I've got a dive kick as my spike? That's sick. I've essentially got Falcon Knee. Okay. You did get a good little bit of momentum there. Okay. Also, wait. I thought I said to set myself to base difficulty, please. I'm trying out a new weapon. I need to actually be able to function decently, and I'd rather do it without the solar flares or the smaller moon. Yeah, look how big that moon is in comparison. Just stick around real quick just to try it out. So, crucially, the big thing I'm gonna have to recognize is that I don't have as much of a momentum killer on what's his face in my neutral air. Yeah, that's just a nice AoE in general. I have a double hit though at the very. You know what, that back air was actually pretty powerful. I need to utilize that. Otherwise, I have a lot more immediate speed and carry. Yeah, look at that right there. Oh, shoot. Dive kick! Oh, shoot. Okay, remember, your up air is the momentum killer on this one here. Yeah, forward and back air absolutely seem super. Oh my goodness, no. Forward and back air on skates seems like that's going to be your main go-to, and you have so much more horizontal movement and reach then. A little bit more reach and stability, because yeah, look at how much speed I'm just getting from just doing repeated forward airs. Also, the amount of airtime that you get from up airs too. Yeah, look at that. I'm just getting the carry straight up. Also, the sniper enemies in here. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting so much more carry. Comes to here. I can't be using neutral air though. Neutral air actually, since it just like hits it like omnidirectionally, that actually will grease me a good bit. You're gonna have to understand. So it's up air, central. Especially so using items in this case here. A little rough. But it does kill enemies in one hit otherwise though. Ah, interesting. I was about to say, I saw that the back air killed a guy in a one hit too. I was curious on if that was just back air or if that was anything else. Oh, it's just inherent skates property, I guess. Void, get you up. That, and I'm gonna have to get used to the fact that if I need to spike the moon as well too, I have a dive kit. Okay, okay. Feeling it out. Also, it feels gratifyingly weird not to have to deal with solar flares anymore. Okay, no, I might just be two-hitting enemies. Honestly, that's fine too. Go! Yeah, look at the speed that you get from the fighting me, dude. Yeah, you are just gonna two-hit people. Save it. Save it. Good. Break the bungee, but that's totally fine. Up. You. Oh, really? Yeah, I feel like I'm not having to use dash as much as necessarily since I kill momentum with Alex's face. I'm killing momentum with up air. No, you stupid freaking tiger. Okay, just no more rats. We should be good. Just collect my little currency. We'll move on. Good though. Good. You are not cracking my bungee for the second time in a row. Get the heck out of here. No, my bungee! Okay, look. Fact is, the moon did not crack. Just keep moving on with life. Oh my gods. My gods. Oh my gods. The fact that those guys kind of like claw repeatedly, those tigers, that it makes me so unsure about like how much damage they like so unsure in a bad way, of course. They are an enemy of if he could just hit it over and over again and like like really knock the moon way out of my reach. Not what I wanted there, but it's fine. I'm not super jumping too much. No, I should. Thank you, sniper. Very cool. Now die. Uh-huh. Dive kick. Okay, I had to do that to kill the momentum. Oh my goodness, and it trapped anyway. You gotta be shitting me. Okay, we'll use the slide that time to prop the moon up just a bit more. I pressed the wrong button, and I pressed item instead of dive kick. Alright, 2 crats, halfway though. Good sign. Got one back. That is vile. But I lost my bungee and lost the crack I just repaired on that right there. It's because I keep thinking, especially with how the slash is, supposed to omnidirectional pace of the skates charge attack. Keep doing this to my. Good. The ability to juggle the moon in the air so much more with up airs, though, is absolutely so gratifying. Nope, that had to be a freeze right there, otherwise I would absolutely trap the boy. Good use, good use. That slide, not what you meant to do, but you're gonna make it up. Good. Oh! Don't you freaking dare. I think it's gonna be something I'm really gonna have to get used to or actually figure a good use out of, which is the neutral air. To actually be able to propel the moon in like weirder directions that I wouldn't normally be able to. Once I can actually get a hang of that, I think that's what's going to really help the skates in my in how I want to actually conduct my movement with it. So that's like one of the few things that I am missing in like this toolkit, be able to launch it around. So I feel like I am very cardinal directions filled when it comes to that. I did not mean to use my freeze right there, but I'm about to get a new item. Don't worry. Don't crap the moon. Field. It's wonderful as I'm about to repair the moon to full, but I'm not gonna complain now. Gotta be. Throw the man first. Good. Hi, Void. I'd like to have you, Void. Good slide to get some momentum. That is a horrible crack. When I had Void and when the shield was really just timing out, I hate everything in the world right now and I want to die. President, I want to die, so I'm going home. Thank you, Ishigami, from Love is War. Very cool. I don't even have to wait for this pusher. I'm gonna get enough momentum itself here, right? That's beautiful, dude. That's so beautiful. Oh, I did hear the tiger first before anything. Good. Let's bring you up, my friend. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Again, that neutral air is screwing me over, man. Good back air. Oh, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. I want to save my void, I want to save my void. Going, keep it going. Good. Going 416 right now. Got this thing, got this thing. Movement. Dive kick! It's the intro. Round 1. Dive kick! Dive kick is still an amazing, nonsensical fighting game, and I love it so much, dude. That is rent-free in my mind as a vocal stem. Missiles. Of course, I haven't experienced any missiles freaking wars yet, so it has to give me one as I'm so close to the end. Okay, if you want to judge the moon yourself, be my guest. Go, 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 go. Huge, huge. No! Woo! I'll take it. No, a Pachinko room. I'm fine with that. That's just one more room after that. If I get another missiles room, I'm going to stream. Oh, neutral air, dude. Neutral air on skates continues to scare me. Oh, the neutral air on the skates continues to scare me, dude. Just never let go of your up arrow key, Cruzy, okay? chasm. Another chasm floor. Pretty sure this one has a sniper, right? Oh, actually no, that sounds like, I was about to say, it sounds like a lion instead. I am more than fine with Thank you, very cool. I hate the snipers more than I hate the lion. The missiles are absolutely my least favorite enemy type, but the snipers are right afterwards there. Then it's probably like tigers, and then like the little like weird flying feature things, I'd say. Oh. And we are based! We are based! Welcome to 420. It is a formality. The moon gets into the sky. Yes! Sage Chroma and a payday. Ooh. That Sage is kind of, but keep going on. I didn't want the other weapons yet, so it might be time to return back to the sword after I feed my lovely little ones all the food that they can muster so they can grow big and strong. Wait now, y'all. A lot of food, so I need y'all to eat up. I'm trying to pick up the rabbits. Duel is absolutely the one that's gotten like the most food. Hana, not as much, but I love them both. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What? There's two spears that are the same. Have this one. That's yours. Yes. Right. Stock. Not too much. I want to save like 100, so if I ever do reroll, I'm able to buy whatever. Right. Junior Weed. Tide Pool. These are just kind of races that you watch, but you can cheer to spend stamina on your little guy. And cheer to make him sprint faster. And thank goodness he is well ahead on all of his stats and everything right here. So yes! I've lost so many races in my first stream, dude. Don't even talk to me about it. Air potion to make him better. Eat it. Get a whole stat of air. Yes. Back out to races. Okay, stiff competition. Got this thing? You got this thing? Go! Go, go, sprint! Oh, not enough yet, not enough yet. Yet is the keyword. Here's Sweepy, so that's 2 good races for now. Let's do like, well, okay, what? Spear, needle, chain. And we'll have a gun, a bow, and a hammer. Oh boy, dude. That's absolutely gonna be fun. Wait, what? Yes, I can. I'd never tried it yet, so I just had to right there. Hello? The heck? Well, I guess everyone want the spear then. What the heck is this weapon, dude? That scares me a little bit. So, if I had to actually find the spear, what it then? I gotta find the chain of needles. I didn't want that. I assume maybe one's tied to the Chow Garden, And then another one's tied to just beating the difficulties. Okay, new weapon type again. Never mind. Neutral air is scary. Neutral air is scary. But you have so much range with this. Okay, absolutely rely on the dash. Absolutely rely on the dash. Back air stunts the momentum pretty good, so it's your forward air you want to keep your momentum with them. You are also an enemy shredder with all these multi-hits. Interesting, interesting. Interesting weapon type to have something like Dates was very momentum that came to it. I felt like I was getting a lot of reach for forward air, but this is quite literally the weapon to have for what's his face. Or if you want to just maintain your entire what's his face? Oh shoot, I missed my bomb. If you just want to actually be cardinal directions build, I was trying to say there right there. Plus also recharge items so fast because you're hitting them multiple times. Oh, I was hitting it, so I stunted the momentum of the bomb. No! For the momentum, let's just do it normally. Again, this is also another neutral air that I am a little bit scared of. Can't deny that that's satisfying though. Cannot deny that that's satisfying. You also can't deny how freaking punchy it is to land multiple up airs in a row. Yeah, the fact that this weapon already has such a high premium in my mind for how you can shred enemies. Just due to the natural reach. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, I cracked like that. I was trying to down air it, thank you. Oh my gods, oh my gods, oh my gods. I'm trying to get used to the down air. Right. Repeated forward airs. Alright, back to one crack. Good. Good. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I feel like just the amount of hits that I'm getting is so disingenuous, so. Oh. Please. Thank you. Freeze it! At that point, I know what. I'm just gonna spend the grapple so I can keep momentum moving. So, I wasn't using as much with the skates, but absolutely gliding to reset the momentum of the moon is going to be so crucial with this weapon, I feel. God, after just with how you have to actually be so close with the sword, just being able to just kind of keep hitting the moon constantly and affecting the momentum of it is actually kind of wild. Can't wait to actually play ranged character with the gun though, dude. That and also for rooms with breakable walls too. Spear's just gonna shred. You have to go back because otherwise it's gonna hit the bungee. Roll room's not as much as I thought, but it's fine. You just have to use this one. It's absolutely got a weird curve that I'm understanding within here. Pros, of course, is a huge range, and the fact that I'm able to keep it even more consistently in the air with the up airs. My con that I feel is that, as you're kind of seeing right here, actually being able to hit it like consistently left and right the way that I want to is a little bit rough. Is there a benefit to higher number on the moon? Nah, it's just like a cool combo counter, and the fact that it resets every time that you get a crack on it is kind of like a good incentive for you to like try to like get through as high as you can without cracking it. Because I wasn't earning any monetary rewards for how high that counter was for when clearing the run. Okay, stop it from tracking. I might just have to like hit it up in the air and just grapple to it if I can't hit it consistently. Trying to hit it left or right like this is actually such a pain. Nice. Right. Get my money. We just gotta keep hitting it up, people. Think about it, just keep hitting it up. Good, good. That was the safety grapple. Why did I breed for the item in between that, dude? Why am I even breeding? I didn't even need it, but then again, I also, what's his face? I haven't actually unlocked the next area yet, so I'm gonna get this crap back immediately. Well, Brenna, if I wasn't worried about the combo counter before, I wouldn't be now. I think I need to use the neutral air to actually propel it forward a little bit. Yeah, okay. That's what I gotta use a little bit more then. I'd hide the prize behind getting the moon to a max combo. There's probably going to be an achievement for that or so when full game comes out, is my assumption. Because there is no world in which case I don't see that happening. Remember, back air hits after. Like, hits behind first and then forwards. Or not back air, neutral air. Right, halfway through, 411. I feel like this weapon, fuck you, sniper, actually deals with, what's his face, with the bane of my existence pretty well in missiles about it, since you can't actually just hit them pretty far. Oh my god, no. Crats on one room. Say it ain't so, Chief. Say it ain't so. Nope. Have to use a ward right there for safety. A good use for a noble cause. Yeah, everything is just based off of this up air, people. That's the only thing that's keeping me in this game here, is up air. Like one crack. Yeah, Pachinko. Gather I have 2 uses of Frost and only 1 use of Void. Especially with how fast I'm gonna get it back from the spear anyway here. The fact that I'm getting a little bit of height every time I am airing too is really nice. And I can deal with weird rooms like this sniper here. Yes! What ascension am I on again? So I'm trying out a new weapon at the moment, so I am on no ascension or phase, as it's called, because you know, phase is the moon. Ha 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 ha. So I'm on nothing right now, because again, new weapon. Be enough time to kill the sniper. Good. And before the bungee braids too. Ooh, ah, wah. Ooh, ah, wah. Nice. Actually, this room is more annoying than it is actually detrimental. That sniper could absolutely cost you a craft or two. I'm gonna go back to the sword and feel like I have like unlocked my third eye after playing the spear though. They do feel a pretty good bit under bunga, I'm gonna be real. Just seeing huge combo number go up. Gotta be kidding me. Get me up. I hate you. Good save. I knew it was coming down, so I had to save it that way. But because I have so much reach, just hitting the moon up and up, I'm just gonna skip the majority of the room here, as you can see. Just don't mind me, just gonna make sure I get all the little bits and pieces first. All my trinkets and baubles first. Yes! Okay. That's the only one craft too, though. So I am gonna be at a nice control state again after. I'm honestly surprised I didn't craft it that way when I accidentally spoke it. Spoke it? Spiked it? When I spoke it? Out there spoking my thing? Hello? What are you even saying, Izzy? You know, don't talk to me, guys. Don't talk to me at all. English is hard. It kind of is at times. Let's be real here. Sniper or lion? Lion. Ooh! Thank you, Spear. Thank you, Spear. Okay, so one thing I'm still trying to figure out is why is this little area here? There's nothing I can do specifically with this little thing here. I'm assuming constantly that it is a secret. I just can't figure out what it's supposed to be. Make sure I get a little whiff thing on here. Nothing else in the cap. Okay. I feel like this room could absolutely go out of hand really fast if I'm not careful, though. Actually, you know what? Let's skip that first area right there. Just go straight to the end. I can just do something like this as I carry my momentum up, quite frankly. Okay, maybe not as much. Let's go back just to so I tap. This will be good. Too much. Okay, that's fine, no, that's fine. That little divot right there. Oh, you gotta be fucking... I need to slide like sooner right there. You need to bring it out of this little damn corner, man. Oh my god, This is so hard with the spear. Nope. Good spike, saving the run, saving the run. Figured there's no lava. I mean, right now there's no lava. I'm trying to find ways I can cheat that. There's no way I can. I fucking missed the bat air. I missed the bat. Hate everything. I don't know if I want to talk about it, Chief, because if I want lava, then we can go to the rising sun real quick. All right, I'm gonna give this one sword run real quick. That's a good tried and true. I'm gonna see how well I can do against the rising sun, and then I might do Teamfight Manager too, because I want to. Hello, good old reliable back air. Good to see you again. The fact that there's still one more difficulty level after this is what scares me the most. Okay, don't care about the crats. You're gonna care about the lava. That's the thing that scares you the most here. We'll wait out the solar flares. That's it. I didn't necessarily actually want to hit the moon like that. I'll be honest with you. This is totally fine. Good room cheat. But time bomb is going to be absolutely essential. An item to have here. Carry it up, carry it up, carry it up. Oh. That punch is gonna break. Just send it up, send it up, send it up, dude. Just seeing that lava getting close! That make me happy! Go. Go, 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 go. You lost a lot of time previously right there. Gotta keep this moving, gotta keep this moving. Second gate, I love you. You're an easy room. It says I'm doing this, like, monumentally slow. Oh my gods, oh my gods, oh my gods. Don't care about the track. We keep moving. I do think probably like lava pressure is gonna make me use my items more liberally, which is probably really good just in general for my own mastery of the game, I'd say. Because just having this inherent time clock pressure means that I've got to be faster. Go. Going, keep going. Missiles. Forward air. Forward air. Forward air. Forward air. Up air. Forward air. Go. Go. That's a lot of time you've saved. Good. That's not how high I want to go. Good momentum killer. Good job. I don't even care about the tiger. Keep moving, keep moving. Okay, you know what? This might be the run. This might be the end of the run here, as that lava is close. Oh, hitting that. Oh, But say, the fact that I actually opened the nets for got me my track back. Not that I used the time bomb accidentally there is horrible, horrible, horrible. Thank you for helping out, Sniper, unironically. Did I just deflect that attack? Hello? I didn't know that was a thing. Oh my god! You gotta be shitting me. I don't want to talk about it, dude. Okay. I think that's enough adrenaline in my life right there with that. Just gonna feed my little boys here. I can't believe my run ends on the sniper that I couldn't reach because I accidentally deflected his bullet. That is so troll, and I hate it so much. It was pretty sleepy, though, so I don't want to necessarily subject them to a cat race, and Hana does not have the stats to cat race. I will be honest with you. Because I need to have like level 5 on stats, and Hana has not been eating as much as Duel for whatever reason. Because it's giving like 2 rerolls to see if I get anything out of it. Go Hana. Thank you! Alright, that's enough of base for now. On to Teamfight Manager, baby! Manager. Ooh, haha. Alright. Let's walk in, let's do this thing. Alright, y'all. Based for an hour, Teamfight Manager for like 4 more hours today? We'll see, we'll see. Back to it. Back to GaleForce. So, last time, we beat Citadel Gaming 2-1 in a close game, and now we have Vtuber Impact, who is 1 win, 1 loss right now. Check 3. Looking at it. I'm just worried about my budget. Other teams from real people? No, they're not. This is all computer generated, but you can do multiplayer asynchronously in that case. Let's make more mice from breezy air. We'll just kind of go ahead and keep. And let's look at some statistics. First and foremost, what is the ranking? Luminosity and Blue Otter have both played too. And in a 10-person league, we need to be top 6. Otherwise, we're going against we're going against Vtuber Impact net. They only have like one they only have one jungler for instance, who is ahead of Reach in a few ways or so, but I think we can do this thing. We need to also look at what I would consider better than two. I want to look at statistics. So let's look at the win rate. Chef has a few things, but let's look at let's look at what's popular. Cavalry, I think absolutely is up there. I think Lance and PDH are pretty high up, I'd say too. So I'm looking at it, especially for just pit count. That's pretty high. I'm just doing, even if the win rates aren't there, the fact anything that's above 50% or so is gonna be absolutely what we're looking at then. Because Cavalry dual blader, so CC meta absolutely is a thing right there when it comes to it. In that, Android has a huge loss rate. Whipmaster seems pretty darn good too. Whipmaster and Ghost actually. Bomber may have been skewed, so I need to adjust to that. But Circus Blade, I do think is very important. So I can delegate things. Analyst, hello. Interesting. Hold on. Who's my analyst? Get a great ability now. And I could literally just like have him say that all. Okay, so Voodoo Shaman, horrible when it comes to Hitman D tier. What was Hitman in like win and pit rate set? Am I just gonna be the only one propping up Hitman? Yeah, I've literally gotten half of I've only got the only 2 wins in Hitman. Only 1 win right now, technically, when it comes to Fearless. Or Taoist, just like, sense. And reset tier classification. But as it stands when it comes to, absolutely, I would agree with a good amount of these here. That's actually really nice to be able to just have my analysts. So, like, let's say if I change my analyst. If I have, like, Castle to be my analyst. Does change around what they think. Okay. But I'm pretty happy with having Sober be my analyst, absolutely so. Yuhan as my head coach is actually so brokenly good. Alright. Vancouver Impact. They love playing Gambler. They like getting takedowns. Putting. Okay. Good to know. That and bot lane a problem then. Gambler BH. So absolutely, I am going to ban the Gambler. That is like without a doubt. Afterwards, then, Touring Hunter I think would be a solid ban too, and then I'm just gonna go with what I consider my meta pits in that. So get Gambler out of here. No Circus Blade does make sense. EDH they do like, but where is Boomerang? And otherwise, what do I not want to deal with? I kind of want to Lancer myself, but I am a little bit scared. They took away Whipmap. But if they're first pick, I cannot have them. I cannot let them have Cavalry. That is just kind of like dead and done. Okay, if I see a Pyromancer, let us take Lancer as into start. And then I think it'd be good to go ahead and secure a backline in that. So Bomber could be very good. So taking Bomber away from them. Easy. Depending how high of a pit Bomber could be. Take Bomber. That'll be our ADC. Dual Blader Swordsman. So deny any more CC from them. Or alternatively, I could have Hammer to potentially deal with whatever dive that they want. I think is a good idea. It's that, and then additionally to Illusionist could be very good to disrupt what they want to do to us. I could also just go Knight as well. I am pretty high in Knight, but I do think Hammer is pretty high priority on its own. That's my bot lane in that case. I can float my jungle if it comes to, or just straight up Ninja still is existing right now. I think is important. Ninja can help with dive potentially. It also just is the demon, which I think swapping somebody into is just really nice in general. I'll take demon over ninja this one time. Monk archer, so if I'm assuming pyro top, it'd be swordsman jungle. Or would it be dual blader jungle? Looking for a mid slot. It would be good mid. Pole Dancer does deal with things pretty decently, I'd say, and Marine King did absolutely run town with Pole Dancer before. I do like Illusionist though, as an idea. It's coming to my mind. Pole Dancer? I'm calling her a Pole Dancer? Oh my goodness gracious, I'm just realizing that. I'm saying that out loud too hilariously. Fighter also is there for decent disruption, but I feel like I'm lacking potential mid damage. In this case, MK actually works pretty well. I'm gonna run MK. White Mage also would have been good too, thinking about it. White Mage would have been good too. Okay, look, it's fine. Oh, it's your mid, dual blader. Cool. Breezy and Maker to split push. I don't know about that. I think I'm fine with Breezy split pushing themselves though. Otherwise, I do kind of have to engage into Hustle. I am pretty scared about their fight, so I would agree there in that case then. You know what, Breezy, yeah. Let Breezy just take over in that case then really here. Alright. Game 1, baby. Game 1. Vancouver Impact versus GaleForce in that case here. First commentating of tonight. I'm using full screen function because I feel like I probably use that a bit more comparatively to the other UI info. And also, what's his face, because I'm not using the damage stats too much. And for the fact that I feel like it's going to provide a better viewing experience if I'm going to be commenting a lot. That's a huge 4-man collapse potentially on bot lane actually, as Marine Team actually want to see if there could be any pressure put before he reset. Now, Mato does take a tower shot or two. Doesn't take the last one, which would have ended his life, but Mither and Mako will get to respond, will get to go away. Now, Reach does reset. Bio was shadowing in case there was any potential threat, but it seems to have been neutralized well enough. Now, main thing to look at is that it is a melee versus ranged matchup. Marine King is trading pretty decently when it comes to, and those matching waves are doing some good work, but he is just going to drop some CS naturally, as is to be expected in that kind of matchup right there. Dawn, taking some damage. It is, you know, Bomber who can just kind of splash damage and kind of delay some of the month's impact right there. But it seems like they're handling it pretty decently. I say as both Dawn and Diao are about to die. Now, no, it's BTO, not Bio. Now, that tower is absolutely just getting destroyed right there due to the Bomber's natural wave clear, and just it's especially for what could happen. Now, Dual Blader absolutely had a window as Mither took the tower shot, but it seems like it's not going to come to nothing. Meanwhile, Lancer is taking a lot of poke when it comes to from Fraggy up above. He does like level 4, which does keep him a little bit more into the game, and Reach was shadowing to maybe make a play when it comes to herself. It seems to be totally fine enough. Level 4 comes out, but BTO is shadowing, so nothing's really going to come from it in that case. At the moment, there is a CS lead all throughout, except for the bot lane on Vtuber Impact. Just to how the lanes are shaking out, but it's going to be the team fights that are going to decide it, especially with the dual blader just existing naturally. We have to see how well they're actually able to stun somebody and get a follow-up. I think it's going to be decided with dual blader Impact versus hammer Impact, as that form of CC is, as hammer is one of the only true forms of CC that GaleForce does have besides maybe a double swap. You see here, dual blader immediately goes onto the hammer, but takes so much poke away when it comes to. Diao does body block a little bit for Dawn, but Dawn might have to go back. Serpent is being started. Diao does have a good amount of healing when it comes to, but BTO immediately swapped in by Reach. First blood to GaleForce, and that's going to be an easy Serpent take when it comes to it here. Mither can just keep zoning away, and Dawn and Diao just have to concede. This melee bot lane isn't really going to pan too much here, and because of that, a Serpent Statue begins store that is a little bit of abilities, and stats to the entirety of GaleForce as we go on in that case then here, of course. Now, bot outer tower does fall. BTO is back to revenge though. He wants to engage in Mither. Mako and Mither do split up. Curiously, Mako not wanting to peel for his bot lane, and Rion gets a solo bolo actually in the bot lane. Mako is also overstayed his welcome when it comes to here. He's just being run down by BTO, who did stay around. Rion cutting off his exit path, and BTO gets his own kill now. Jundor online. Even though Serpent did go to GaleForce, that does cut down the lead from 2k to 1k, and Vtuber Impact does have a potential window into the game here. Now, crucially, if you check the items, Bomber, Mither, at their tier 4, has the Conqueror's Greatsword right now. Some life still potentially like splash around and cause a bit of a problem in a fuss. Also, things to look at though is that the CS lead really isn't that too bad right now. 4 CS behind in mid lane. Yes, that's 300 gold, but that's also from the property of that 1 kill or so. Now Diao getting knocked up. He does get destroyed by the hammer as Marine King claims his own kill back, and with that right there, that CS difference is only 90 gold. Marine King is doing fantastic. Now Mako has to disengage. BTO really trying to thirst with it right there. Leon, after that first Archer ultimate, seemed pretty good, but it seems like they're happy with sitting out right there. Mither takes 1 shot, takes 2 shower shots. He gets knocked up under the tower, and that's an own solo kill from Dawn. Very bad positioning from Mither. He did not have to be that close to the tower right there. And what's like with that, the lead has been cut down, and they are immediately making a call. Vtuber Impact wants to start the Mordard. Breezy caught out, knocked up, stunned by everything right there. But in the meantime, BTO gets bursted down with a 3-man force of GaleForce. On with Diao. It's a straight 3v3. Dawn's out of fuel. Mako taking so much damage though from Fraggy, and Rion just gets to play front to back. Crucially, Dawn survives, which means Fraggy and Rion were able to do as much damage for free without a worry in the world. This is going to be the biggest storyline right now. Fraggy, level 8 Pyromancer. Mither, probably one of the more fed members of GaleForce right now when it comes to it, is only level 6. Now, the wave state does look pretty bad at the moment right now, and GaleForce is saying that they just actually want to concede to take Serpent instead. They actually will probably take Serpent at about the same time that Mordard is taken by Vtuber Impact. So, I don't know about this trade here when it comes to it, Chief, because they're not going to arrive to the Mordred in time. It's just gonna have to be straight wave to her. Now Mither, he wants to transition to bot lane, but Swordsman ultimate immediately chases. BTO is gonna run Mither down, and unless he gets the root, nope, bomb zones for himself, and he wants to get out of there. Now Marine King being ulted in the mid lane, Leon zoning him out, and Reach is trying to zone as much as he can. However, the Heavenly Palm from Diardsmon does go out, and Fraddy gets another kill with the final impact of the Blazing Wave. The Pyromancer has taken over, and with that, the Minion Wave is taking over the bot lane. Outer tier 1 tower has gone down, and the Goldweeds is extended 2k in Vtuber Impact's direction. Now, BTD, tower diving. He does get knocked down on the tower, but the tower's already gone. BTO knocked down, and he does have his teammates to keep him alive. You know, that is a huge minion wave. Myth has to do what he can. Breezy, knocked up, trying to knock away D out. He's trying to fight on the tower. He sees the angle, goes for BT2. He gets BTO. D out next, but Fraggy is also being body blocked. The minion wave has to be prioritized. The Mordred buff is still there, but needs to maybe run Fraggy down. He has to find a swap, misses the swap, nothing's gonna come with it. Final impact, doesn't get anything right there, and Marine King really trying to push the tempo, trying to push the wave fast. Meanwhile, top inner tower has gone down to Leon. Leon, level 11 now, over level 9 Breezy. The Lancer Pit has not done as much as they wanted to, and the Archer is causing so much havoc. However, knocked up from the hammer, knocked away. Marine King trying to do what he can, but they just do not have enough damage for the level 11 Archer. It is too much of a level difference, even if the gold difference really isn't shown right there. Now, Diao, ulted by Breezy, swapped. That is a double man stun when it comes to right there. Diao is able to just press his own ultimate and get out of the way. However, no, Breezy dashes in with the Lancer. The charge gets him killed, and that could bring GaleForce back into the game. 2k deficit right now when it comes to Marine King. Does have his ultimate. He does have Leon pressured. The dash is actually pretty bad. No swap from Reach though, and they disengage off of that because they're scared with Mordred respawning. Fraggy actually caught out though when it comes to that wave is there, and Fraggy is shut down. 35 seconds without the top laner. Mako taking care of the wave right now, and GaleForce is all together. Serpent being taken right now by Dawn and BTO. So that's at least going to equalize a little bit of the stat difference right there. But with the 2k advantage, I don't know if GaleForce is going to be confident in trying to take Mordred. Actually, wait, no. They're spotting. They're grouping up. They do see Vtuber Impact trying to force the issue right now, saying, we don't care for one player down. We are 2k up, and that could be the difference maker when it comes to that. GaleForce has to make an impact right now on Vtuber. They are playing tepid. That is about to be Mordred taken. GaleForce is kind of twiddling their thumbs right now. Reach is not staying anywhere near. That's just a free Mordred. I have no idea what GaleForce was doing right there. Mako peeling D out away, so nope. Divine Pump will come out. Mither being pressured heavily right there when it comes to there. You can see immediately MK ultimate comes out. That is a dash in. BTO almost decides to Breezy again, but the minion wave is way too strong, and Mither has to do what he can to shred that wave. Inner tier 2 tower is probably going to go down, and they will absolutely take the advantage of that. Fraggy is respawned. He's about to start taking care of potentially a bot wave. No, he's pushing down mid because those towers are way too strong. Diao giving those buffs means that GaleForce really can't do too much with it right now, and they're too scared to even reset and stay in their fountain. This is falling apart, and Pyromancer is showing her presence in the meta right now with how much of her problems that she is if she can't be answered. The Archer able to peel for herself is just doing so much as well too. That is Relic exposed. GaleForce huddling in the base. I think that's game 1. Goodness gracious. That Pyromancer is so scary. I hate that so much. I'm gonna have to start banning her because I don't want to deal with her. Okay, where is Gambor? Get Gambor out of here. Or start displayed. I'm scared of Fighter potential. No Whipmaster. I'm taking Cavalry first. That is absolutely the thing that's happening. I'm taking Wind Mage out to me. No Knight. Okay, Cavalry first pick. Is absolutely. I mean, it says A range, but I doubt that. I think it's a lot more than that there. Battlemancer, Android. It does absolutely screw up with my dive a good bit. I'm not going to lie in that case then. What I think probably would be good is take White Mage, since we deal with them from a distance potentially. I'm thinking White Mage, and then out of ADC choices left in that case, the thing that comes to my mind is that it's really only Hitman and potentially Boomerang Hunter left. I would think. I have my mid lane with the White Mage. Ninja could potentially be good. I kind of want to try Necromancer. The Do or Die series, is that it? Let's go Sniper. We have a good backline when it comes to Ice Maids, they take Ninja themselves. Okay. There's no Knight to necessarily people in that case. It can be a little bit scary in that case then. Kill Bear could be good, because I can flex Sniper to mid and then have White Mage go bot. What is essentially my ADC choice then in that case. It sounds like Stardust. Visitor could also potentially be like Dundle Pit. Gunner could also be good. Okay, what's thinking about my support bit? Who would I want as support in this? Let's take Plague. It's a little bit weird, but I think White Mage. I think I could also just put Sniper bot lane. We could absolutely run the town in that case then. So I need a top. Okay, Druid actually deals well, because especially they don't have that much wave clear necessarily. Could also just go for conventional tank top and just probably take like Cold Corpse, maybe. Like Ogre just kind of gets to exist, but he's not doing too much. I do like the idea of Druid. Druid just kind of gets to live forever. Illusionist for taunting. Okay. Yep, exactly as I'd want. Absolutely. I think we need to poke. I don't necessarily agree. Well, no, that can actually happen with the split push and everything like that or so. But I do think ganking early is going to be the biggest thing. Yeah, let's start with that then. Okay, Game 2 of Vancouver Impact versus GaleForce. GaleForce chooses blue side after the disastrous Game 1 to the Pyromancer loss, but they do get what is probably the premier meta pick right now in Cavalier. Main thing to look at, I would probably have to say looking at Ninja, since that is the only immediate backline access that Vancouver Impact has, and they need to get away to both the White Maids and the Sniper. Also, it's going to be a very volatile bot lane when it comes to, I would have to say, just due to the impact of how much range White Mage has, and how Android really can't do too much about it. Now, that is Leon taking a lot of damage against Marine King already. He is a bit of CS down. Now, Mako is going to take good bits of poke, but the extra range that the White Mage is able to just naturally get is going to be the biggest thing in neutralizing this lane. Especially before the shields come out, that's what we're going to have to look at. And also, the Illusionist is struggling against summons right now of Breezy. See right there, that's the bears and everything like that. Illusionist likes it when he can taunt like somebody who would like to dive on in or fear them away. But if you have to fear a bear, but the druid themselves can actually still hit you, that is a huge problem, and especially after the eagle summons. You're having a 3-on-1 in that case then. Technically it's still like a 1.5-on-1, but that's just how appearance pales down. Now Dawn, potentially getting tower though, that's a Cavalier being boosted. He is staying in the bushes right there, trying to see if he can shadow, but nothing's really gonna come to it. Meanwhile, Fraggy being zoned off the tower in that case then, as the Breezy is putting too much. There is a huge priority on winning lanes right now from GaleForce, with the only advantage right now going to Ninja, just physically farming a bit more, but that's just because he has just only been taking creeps the entire time. He has not even went for a gank angle yet at the moment here. Now, what's the level difference? Level 4 on Breezy, level 3 on Fraggy here. Right, he had to back a little bit quicker, so he does have his tier 2 item in the Spirit Crystal, but that's really not going to amount to too much unless there is some help, and Spirit Crystal also comes out for Breezy too. You know, Marine King looking for a solo blow on Rion, has his ultimate first, Reach, wants to charge in potentially, can he tower dive? He's looking for a tower dive, that is a little bit too deep, he might just die to it. He just executed the tower, Marine King has fed in, Sheen, BTO takes first blood, and that is way too aggressive from GaleForce. They saw the angle, but there was no minion wave to help out, and through those 2 kills, it is an immediate Serpent call from Vtuber Impact. Very bad calling right there from GaleForce, but Reach is coming back around. Now, BTO with that kill is at level 4, but with 4 people here, I don't know if Reach is being able to do much. No, instead, Mither just decides to push up the lane right now, and just take a tower shot. DL does get the stun, and BTO is coming back around here. It's going to be scary. Reach is trying to shadow right now when it comes to, but BTO, if he doesn't get a clean kill, he would die to the tower, so he's going to have to give that up in that case then. Right now, the Serpent doesn't really amount to much because despite all that action going on right there, Ranking is still well ahead of Leon in CS when it comes to right there, and Reach isn't necessarily going to be suffering too much being a level behind, as he can just keep, as his speed will really be the thing that keeps him up in farm potential and allowing him to just level up soon enough right behind. He's only half level away. He out on his own does stun Mako right there, but Mither, having a bit of that speed steroid, is just going to be able to just keep that pressure on. Those android shields are keeping things at a good even state, but Mako just being able to just cause enough of a problem. Now Dawn has good poke, that's really not too much there. Druid, meanwhile, as we are pointing out by Crimson the viewer, that is just too much pressure for Illusionist to do, just especially, again, if you taunt the Illusionist, the Bear and Eagle are still going after you right there. As soon as the top lane gets unlocked, it's really going to come down to seeing if those Bear and Eagles can potentially take some of the Ninja Shurikens away from potentially the Prying Eyes, Ranking, or Mither, because BTO has to unlock the game here, because otherwise, as soon as Mako starts roaming around, especially with his ultimate, starts speed steroiding the sniper, that's going to be a huge problematic pick, especially with how Marine King naturally has 10 more range as sniper on Rion. Now, you can see immediately right there, BTO sees his angle, potentially in the tower to dive Breezy, but the Wild Force, all of the Eagles and Bears flying out cancels the Ninja's aggression, because that was an immediate trade for half health bars. And with that potential reset, that is a 4-minute Mordard. Is this a bait by GaleForce? Are they trying to force something right here? Ranking immediately boosted by Mako, but he gets scared, and they toss 2 kills away. Does Marine King not understand that he's buffed as soon as the Plague Doctor uses his ultimate? Plague Doctor ult reduces your HP to 1, but you get a myriad of buffs for like 5 seconds. Marine King got hit by Mako, and Mako just is shaking his head from the afterlife. Marine King just ran away. That is the biggest anti-synergy, and GaleForce's coach is absolutely going to put the belt to them afterwards here. That is a free Mordred again for Vtuber Impact, as it is conceded away by GaleForce right there, and I am left astonished by that objective calling right there. Marine King, who is usually the highlight when it comes to, is too scared to do anything. Now, Mako does use his ultimate this time, but Marine King being sealed away, he's just going to die as soon as the time's out. This is bad to worse. Outer tier 1 is probably going to fall in that case then. Now, the cavalry charge does come out. BTO just a little bit too happy for his crutches, and Breezy is on the flame on Leon right now. He could potentially 1v3 when it comes to not into a wall, but the ice wall right there. He's being stunned up, he's being taunted up right there. Mako trying to do what he can, but at the end of the day here, Breezy just might have to walk away. Reach tries to shadow him in the jungle right there, but the Eagle will be able to peel away space, and GaleForce should get scot-free. All the while, Mither has been pushing bot lane out. He might be able to secure the tier 1 outer tower if he wants to right here, but he might feel a little bit impacted by the Mordard buff. But you're seeing, cutting the wave right now, he does have it out. BTO does miss his ninja star right there. 1 level down, he's got to get past the poke. He's trying to get past the wave, misses another star in that case, and shing, underneath tower, but doesn't take a tower shot surprisingly. And Mither gets away scot-free, unable to take the tower, but does get a good amount of farm to put him even back with Dawn Shadowmancer, and that gets them back in the game. Meanwhile, Mako putting pressure. He does get the outer tier 1, as the bot outer tier 1 is being taken by Vtuber Impact. Mordard's buff is gone. That's pretty decent. Final bullet does come out. Reach. He took for an angel. Mako. He stims himself, and Dawn dies. D out could be next. The android shield will be there, but there's enough range poke that he can just get away in that case. That should be a little bit too much. He takes a tower shot or two, and Fraggy has to use the spawn impact of the android to try to peel a little bit more space. So, all in all, GaleForce has actually neutralized the state well, despite the mishaps right there. Mako really just did say, fine, I'll do it myself, and and peel for everything right there. Now, Leon, underneath some trouble. Mako, running at him. He out able to poke, but the reach is coming! The cavalry is coming! The cavalry is coming! That's a crucial, that is a crucial freeze by Leon onto Mako to keep himself alive. But really though, this Plague Doctor is super aggressive, saying he needs to take over the game himself, and GaleForce will keep stacking Serpent. They'll get this free Serpent when it comes to it right here. They should be able to fix the waves. Reach will finally hold the board that he's been eyeing up the entire time right there. And the wave state is very good for a Mordard take when it comes to right there. Myther does want to recall, but the fight goes on. Marine King out of position, but he is sealed away by the Shadowmancer. This should be a free kill though, as Mako is unable to get to him in time, and he also doesn't have Plague Doctor ultimate. That's already essentially what's going to be a 3v5 left over right now at the moment here for GaleForce, with only Reach as a shining light to potentially take the Mordard. He is trying to get in there. Myther trying to poke for what he can. Reach kind of slowed down. That is BTO dead though. Reach does get out with the cavalry charge though. Breezy trying to do what he can to run interference. Myther has to poke, but nothing's really going to come from it. Now crucially, Mordard did reset halfway through right there, so Reach should potentially recall and make his way back as Myther keeps poking. Fraggy taking a good amount of damage, but he's feared. He's stunned. He's stunned by D out, and that's going to be another kill. Mordard resets halfway through again, but Dawn is the only one taking, as they're too scared, and Mako says again, he will do it himself, takes the inner tier 2 tower on mid, and with that stat minion wave, he's just gonna keep farming up. This man is on a mission to say, Plague Doctor is just gonna be my bread and butter for me to take over the game right here. I have the ego. He just sealed away the Shadowmancer though. Shin does not work. He does have his ultimate if he doesn't get away, but he looks like he's able to walk away just fine with the cavalry cover of Reach. Now Reach needs to take care of the bot right now. That is a 3 stat waves, and that's gonna be a run down mid themselves by Vtuber Impact. However, with no wave there, they instead say, can we drops on top, or can we actually hit Mordard? Now Marine King, potentially caught out. That has to be 2 ultimates tossed by GaleForce to keep themselves in the game, make sure they don't get caught by BTO. Now there is no Ninja ultimate right there. Breezy, Plague Doctor ultimated, but he's scared stiff again. Nobody understands how Plague Doctor works, and that might just be the throw pit that tosses the game. Fraggy, getting poked down by the sniper a little bit, but GaleForce looks like they're going to give Mordard again in that case then. Yep, Reach is not there in time and place. Breezy really just is scared. Myther sealed away, but Diao potentially spotted and stunned out. Cavalry charge looking right there, and that is the Wild Assault going in. Breezy, however, cannot stun him down enough, and the android shields are just way too much. Mordard buff is probably going to stunt the split pushing right now, but Diao is just being run down. Mako potentially working. Serpent currently at 1/3 HP. That's a good amount of poke when it comes to Mako again. Do it myself. Shin, Ring King. He dies. That's mid for support right now as Mako dodges a saddle ball at the end right there. BTO is taking over. Reach really trying to see if he can steal an objective. He wants to, but he knows he's going to get taunted up by Fraggy as soon as he does so, and he chooses to disengage. Breezy, in the meantime, after helping to get that kill on Diao, he takes the inner tower, and Wild Assault gets himself out to disengage. However, BTO wins the Ninja Star. Shin. He has to win one more if he wants to chase, but he will not get anything there. Meanwhile, Myther, able to slowly cut the wave thanks to White Mage's abilities, and Yon is there to shadow, so that outer tier 2 tower will live to fight another day in that case. Mordard is buffed minions. Yes, Mordard buffs minions and gives a lot of stats themselves to the minions, especially when you're close to them. Serpent just gives you a bunch of small base stats, right? Basically 5% to everything here. Alright, you can see attack, ability power, armor, match resist, plus stage, just a little bit of everything then. Now, outer tier 1 tower does go down. Reach does turn down to Ninja. Ring King being dived by BTO. That's exactly what we were looking for again, to just cause problems when it comes to it. But nothing does actually come afterwards. The Ninja has taken over the game over the Cavalry pick when it comes to, and it is a question mark of why GaleForce did leave it up if they knew that they were going to take Cavalry, especially with how good some characters like Android absolutely would be in the current meta at the moment as well too. Now Diao pushing up, Mako wanting to do what he can, but that android shield is just going to do too much. for him to do anything there. Mither, being at level 12 though, max level and almost maxed out on everything when it comes to here. He's at reincarnation. Now, Staff of Rupture, they are even up. Dawn and Mither, but that is a 2-level advantage. And Mato potentially could run Rion down. Reach boosted by the Plague Doctor. That is a huge kill on the mid laner. Is that going to be an immediate troll for the Mordard? Yes, it is. 35 seconds without the mid. That is one form of CC gone. Fraggy immediately looks in, reach, dies, and shing. Bio being shielded up by Diao as it goes out. Wild Assault. Mako dies in the back. And there is nobody left with health bars on GaleForce. Breezy's the only one left, but with Android's cover, that is just too much pressure. Android Ninja being able to dive in, have an overshield, is just too much for GaleForce to deal with right here. And now the tables have turned. Leon's about to be back. This is going to be another Mordard take, and GaleForce might just give it up again, but that could honestly be the death knell in the coffin here. Reach is dead for 2 more seconds, but the take is actually pretty slow without conventional ADC. So we'll have to see if GaleForce does want to entertain the idea of contesting. They are grouping up when it comes to there. Is it going to be too little too late? Reach is working. He's looking for it. Wild Assault. Red team does get the Mordard. Reach is immediately Shadowmancered away when it comes to BTO. Turning away for his wife. Fraggy potentially caught out, but nobody wants to go in because of the Mordard buff. The minion waves are pretty bad. You can see Mako. Again, I will do it myself. Actually, they're calling for Serpentate. So that would be Serpent number 3 for GaleForce in that case. Then they're going to be a little bit ahead in those base stats. But of course, they're currently down 3k in gold. And I don't know if this is really going to amount to anything more. BTO potentially being stunned out. Wild Assault goes out early. Breezy trying to do what he can with Mako's buffs, but I don't know if it's really going to amount to anything here. Now, Mither trying to cut down that minion wave in bot lane. He knows it's going to start collapsing in, especially with Yuan, even with White Maids. Look at how little damage that is being taken. Diao, running forwards with that Android shield. If he does get a stun after the Android shield expires, that could be it. Meanwhile, Fraggy being dived by the cavalry. He is feared away though, and he has to run for his life. GaleForce is down to their Roa towers, potentially being pressured by Leon right now. Mither trying to cut the wave that he can. They will keep both their Roa towers alive, but it isn't going to amount to too much else here. However, top wave, that's 2 stacked. Bot, that's about to be 2 stacked again. Breezy doing what he can against BTO, but it's not amounting to as much as they would like at the moment here. The Ninja is so tanky. Dust Raven and Veil of Annihilation makes him gonna live for so long that even with all this poke, Android Ultimate to just come around. Rain King, a little bit too far ahead for his own good. Doesn't come out with the shing, but BTO does get a good dive, and that's gonna put a lot of pressure on Rain King if he wants to do anything more. However, they make the call. They want to go on Diao. Cavalry tries to dive on him, but it isn't gonna be much. Make it already out, and without that, he can't go in on his own. Reach has to fall back. Leon potentially being caught out, but Diao uses Android ult to catch him there. Fraggy could stun Mither. Never mind. Breezy is gone by Fraggy instead by the taunt, and it is a 4v5 right now, even without Mordard, but that's going to be Mordard in 10 seconds, and Breezy dead for 30. Now, Shadowmancer being looked at. Reach might have a dive when it comes to her. Mither trying to do what he can. That is a good lockdown. Dawn is gone. ADC gone. But Vancouver Impact still making the call right now for Mordard. Wave state isn't necessarily the worst for GaleForce. They do have to answer that top wave. But without Dawn, that means Reach should actually potentially get in and actually cause a problem here. Biggest thing too is the health bar difference. GaleForce actually pretty darn healthy at the moment, whereas Fraggy and Diao are at a third of HP. Now, Diao doesn't really matter as much, but if Fraggy gets poked down too much like he is right now, he actually gets poked down completely. That is the point that GaleForce needs. Cavalry charge on BTO goes in. He tried to go in, but crucially, Mako's ultimate kept Marine King alive. Blue team gets the Mordard. GaleForce is immediately back into the game. Marine King says, I will push with my team. I'm at 1 HP. I do not care. We're going to push. We're going to try end through top, and that is a huge turn. GaleForce has gone through an entire character arc in this game by itself with Marine King learning how to use the Plague Doctor ultimate. Dawn dies! It's only the Ice Mates of Leon! And with that, GaleForce completes a miraculous comeback, survives the ninja dive, and are able to take the game! What a character arc! Oh my god! That is insane! What? That is truly a character arc! For Marine King to not run away, to push the base in 1 HP and say, I've got this! Hello? Game's not over. Game's not over. One more game. One more game. Now, We are blue side in that case. So, again, I'm not letting Dawn have the Gameport pick. No fighter? I'm very fine with that too. I do want Chartreuse Blade or Whipmaster, so I don't want to ban either myself. I want to see what they choose to run with then. So who are characters I do not want to deal with? I want to leave one of them up. PDH is a bit scary if I leave that up in that case then here, so that might be the ban away, and I might take Gunner or Boomerang Hunter then. So who could actually cause a ruckus out of the remaining Breaker? Peachbreaker I'm not too high on. Wind Mage I think is a bit scary potentially when it comes to. I also think Old Corpse is pretty high up too. Let's take Old Corpse out. Who are they taking? No Knight. I wanted the Knight myself. Alright. I'm either getting Chartreuse Blade or Whipmaster. Who I think is better right now? I think Chartreuse Blade would probably be better than Whipmaster. Whipmaster's ultimate is so good. If I ban one of them, then they get the other potential, which I'm not happy about. And what would I do to counter? Do I want to trade or just want a Gentleman's and then maybe just take PDH as pick number 1? It's that, or I could also just take Clown. Let us take away. Play Berserker. See what they ban. They banned Chartreuse Blade, so absolutely, I made the play. See if they want to leave one up, so I get Whipmaster myself. That is huge. Ghost, and they do take PDH. So that does suck, I'm not gonna lie in that case. But if there's to be the poison shields and everything like that or so, I think that would be time for Marine King's Pole Warrior. Actually in that case then, and Ghost wants to dash and deal physical damage to people. We need to crowd control for 5 seconds. That ultimate is a bit scary in that case then. Let's take Pole Warrior absolutely. I'm gonna run my 10 out then. It's that, at least out of the ADC class left over then, there's a few people who can potentially work. Hitman is potentially up there for me, but I need to think about who I do. I do think absolutely though, Pole Warrior is gonna be my pick for Marine King. So I have Reach and Marine King picked out here, so I need to figure who else I want. I think I need a mobile team to deal with the Ghost and all. Gunner is looking pretty enticing to me here at the moment. That is his face. That is Jungle. Whipmaster is Jungle too technically, but also Wind Mage could be really good too. I want movement speed, and I can have Pole Warrior be flexed around. Do you think I like Wind Mage to deny them especially a good potential pit there? Siege Breaker and Shrine Maiden. Interesting. So I need top and support. Wouldn't Voodoo Shaman technically? Because the Charge Projectile slowing and reducing attack speed is very important. That, or also I can just take Taoist, which is actually really decent line. Taoist actually might be a good support pit right there, especially for the Ghost who wants to dash in. I think I'll take Taoist. Yes, Ghost can become immune to CC, but I think I can deal with that then. At least for top. Top lane's pits. I don't have too much bulk, I'll be honest with this here. I don't want to go Shield Bearer necessarily. Prisoner top. Prisoner top, Vtuber top. Cruzmates is there, but I do, again, I want both. Werewolf, Vampire actually does have dive potential. I think I'm going Prisoner top. Just want to have a bit more bulk, and they go Vampire themselves. Makes sense, makes sense. Why aren't Marine King? I prefer Marine King with his pole warrior. Mage not is by me. Let's find our hard engage though. Let's absolutely find our hard engage. See what I can or can't. Mid bottom, PDH being on an island on the Wolves is it'll be game 3. It's a barn burner of a series, people. We're gonna have to see what GaleForce can do in this case here. Now, crucial eyes, of course, is Ghost, because, of course, Ghost wants to stack. Every kill that they get is permanent stats to them here, so we're gonna have to see how aggressive BTO is, especially with how much heroics he had to put on as Ninja. Even though he lost game 1 when it comes to there, that'll be the main thing. Also, Seats break their support to try to help force down the tower game, but with Wind Mage in the bottom lane, that's gonna be very hard for them to potentially run down, especially with Maid being able to seal away the basic abilities and make it so that Dawn really isn't in a comfortable place to poke. Now, Breezy already dropping a good amount in the range matchup, melee versus range matchup on top, but PDH is going to just try to keep forcing the Prisoner out. Prisoner's really just going to be looking for the later game when it comes to, for what he can do, and Reach already offering just a little bit of dive potential, just to threaten a bit more, but otherwise PDH just gets to do everything that they can, and you see here Breezy's just kind of conceding, playing very safe up top here. I think it's going to be the mid lane that's going to be the most volatile here, as you can see Marine King trying to poke forwards, but he's already 160 ahead. You know, Fraddy actually potentially could get solo killed. Breezy runs him down, hits the chains twice in a row, and immediately the game is blown wide open. A Prisoner ahead of a PDH behind is essentially one of the worst poking champions, since that's not going to offer much besides maybe objective control. But Prisoner getting ahead, especially for the potential of dive with him and the pole warrior, is immensely bad for Vtuber Impact. GaleForce taking a lead right now, and with that, and you can see here, all the lanes are ahead. Now, Prisoner ahead just due to the fact of the kill right now, but 16 versus 5 CS, 20 versus 12 CS right now in mid and bot respectively right here, and GaleForce could run a riot. Now, Dawn also gets a little bit of stats right there too, already at 23 stats on his Vampire for a bot lane, which is very good right now. But you can see here, the timings are all very good in GaleForce. Whole Warrior getting to push things in right now. Marine King already at level 5 before Leon. Now Leon not too far behind right now at the very least here, but it is a very late and scary state of the game with how bad that could absolutely snowball. One more kill, I think, could honestly break the game wide open, or a Serpent take right here. GaleForce, still in confident, already starting it early right here, but immediately, the dive onto Leon. Marine King try to do what he can. The Toy Gate does keep him alive. Maid level 2 being run down by Diao though. Reach, also taken down. Now, that is no kills to the Ghost, but it is an assist. That is actually going to be 2 now, and with 3 dead. GaleForce gets a little bit too big for their britches, splits up, gets cut off on the way out. Marine King just trying to run interference for what he can. It isn't too much left over. Reach saying he's going to try to see what if he can snipe it, but unfortunately, that is not in the cards right there. And GaleForce's early game lead from that first blood has immediately turned. You can see right here, all the lanes immediately now in Vtuber Impact's favor, especially with the PDH making up that first kill. Now, Prisoner falling behind again just due to the CS impact, but the fact that he was able to get the solo kill on the first place is just already heroics on its own. Reach trying to keep BTO out of the game right now, seeing what he can do. Mither roaming a little bit, and the stare up gets the Torii Gate out. Now, Mither taking a very greedy path back to bot. If Dawn and Diao were a little bit more aware, they absolutely could have just run him down instead, but instead it's just going to be kind of a trade out and nothing too much more. Now Breezy, putting his shield on, able to poke a good bit back and do a little bit more here. Green King, despite the deaths when it comes to here, is able to do a little bit of work, and also Wave of Bats forced out. Diao keeping Reach out. Nobody is over 5 yet on these two here. Reach just needs one more before he can get his 9 lashes. Now he is greedy for that 1 cam. He does eventually get it in time right there. So that is fine enough. I hit fast forward by accident. I did not mean to. But overall, Fraggy just keeping things neutral right there, making good use of the speed buffs. Mako immediately, Tori Gate. He does not have his ultimate yet, so he can't seal somebody off. But you can see right there, being able to still seal away means that he's able to zone without too much problem right there. 9 lashes comes out, BTO is bleeding, but this is really just to keep the pressure off. Now Breezy has finally joined up, Fraggy's coming, immediate charge, 1, 2, the dive onto Diao is very good. The Shrine Maiden able to keep him alive, but not too much. BTO does go CC immune, but he can't find the dive onto Reach afterwards. Reach bleeding out, no, survives the poison prot, and that's an amazing 1-2 dive. Breezy and Marine King understood the assignment, were able to dive to support, and potentially, if they wanted to, they had the potential to hit BTO, but the crowd control kept them alive, so he's able to walk on out, and now Mordred Tate potentially on the table. Diao being a little bit right here. Tori Gate comes out, keep people alive. Breezy dives onto BTO, try to burst him down. Reach immediately killed though. That's already 1 kill Ray. Mako bleeding out to the poison, and Breezy try to do what he can. Mither zoning for as much as he can, but he is going to be caught out by BTO. This should be the 12 that Vtuber impact needed. That's another kill to Ghost. That is a total of 3 stats, and Mordred going to be taken. That was a very good pick by GaleForce on Diao before, but they couldn't replicate the success, and they're just going to take Serpent instead. This has been the tale of the series so far. GaleForce concedes Mordred to take Serpent. They're concentrating these small little buffs to try to keep themselves in the game otherwise, but you have to remember, there's no true ADC. It is going to be a slow take, but they turn onto it. 9 lashes, jets Fraggy immediately. Tori Gate puts Vtuber impact back into the game. Breezy does get 2 good chain lashes out. Rinky dives into Diao. Rion healing up that support, making sure he stays alive, and Serpent is being pressured once more. With the resets and with Mither back alive, GaleForce can take this, they can regain control on the map, and put it back into their favor. Because even with the Mordred buff, they should be able to claw things around. Now crucially, Rion being dived. That's everybody at bot. That means Rion can be sealed off. Pole Warrior and Prisoner chasing him down. 1 more, 2 more, they get it. Rion is dead, all for the cost of an outer tier 1 tower. That is very, very fine for GaleForce to trade, considering how they were already going to lose that with that stat wave and everybody showing bot. Wave of Bats going out. Mako seals off Dawn. Unable to attack. He's saying, I'm going to sacrifice my life so Marine King can get out. Noble trade, and that is going to be the outer tier 1 priority going down. Marine King fighting for his life. He knows he can pressure. 9 lashes. Everybody bleeding. Reach. Doing what he can. Now Wind Mage is here. Diao a little bit too far forwards as he gets run down by Marine King. Fraggy nets up on the cutting board. Chain Last misses, but Reach should absolutely keep following up if he spots where he's joining the jungle. Breezy trying to do what he can. The PDH just has a little bit too much movement speed though. This is an overchase for the ages. They're chasing between the towers. Mither taking 2 tower shots. If not for Breezy taking the tower in the last shots right there, that would have been disastrous, and Reach dies, giving the Ghost yet another stat. Mither playing a dangerous game there. Mako does show off the vampire, so there is going to be no wave of bats, but they're playing way far forwards. Prisoner gets a good 3-man taunt as Marine King tries to jump back, but Mither way too low. He could actually just die to a Ghost rundown if he's not careful right there. Instead, Fraggy's just going to come back, steals the outer tier 1 while we can at the moment right here, and you can see Mako seals out the vampire. No wave of bats, but that outer tier 1 is under so much pressure right now when it comes to here. Prisoner is going to soak up that top wave at the moment, but the biggest thing is Mako seals out the vampire. He's running for his life. Silences the Ghost, but the Ghost already used his dashes, and with the Tori Gate, they just re-engage immediately. 9 lashes, goes out. Ghost does die to Marine King. Marine King's Pole Warrior does heroics again to try to keep his team into the game, and they transition the focus onto Rion. The speed boost, lets them chase. Breezy does have Let's Start a Riot, and Rion does die. The riot has started. Mordred is being taken, but Dawn is dangerously low. Fraggy dies to Breezy. Dawn is being zoned out. Otherwise, Marine King looking for a dive, but otherwise, this should be the Mordred Tate the GaleForce is looking for there. They really want these kills though. They feel like that's what they need to have to get back into the game. Instead, they're just going to settle for taking care of the waves, and they're not going to take Mordred themselves. Many questionable decisions as that's 3 members back on Vtuber Impact. All of GaleForce is alive. They have taken care of that mid wave, but their ability to take Morguard, I think, is gone. They're finally grouping up for the objective, but they're just grouping up for the fight instead of taking a free one. Everybody is back up. Immediately, though, Marine King goes up. That gets the Torty Gate out. 9 lashes. Dawn dies. Marine King pews for his entire team as they single out the Vampire, and Morguard is started. No more Torty Gate. It's only Fraggy, and you can see here, Marine King doing what he can. Diao dies. The dive from Marine King's Pole Warrior is way too good. Only person left who can really make an impact is BTO if he can try to steal Morguard. But GaleForce is back into the game through these crucial team fightings. And again, signature pit, Marine King's Pole Warrior. BTO silenced away. Marine King dives right on. Reach dies in the background though. Morguard's being leashed and they are over chasing again. Now that is going to be a let's start a riot onto Breeze, from Breezy onto Fraggy. That is one more too. And it seems like GaleForce might just concede. They want to potentially start Serpent? Many question marks around, especially with how stacked that wave is bot lane. Does Mither want to take it? No, he's leaving Mako to take it. I am questioning a lot of things here. The tail of the story right here is at 1.7k gold lead on Marine King. That Thunderclaw and Giant Sword is helping to keep GaleForce into the game. Mither needs to choke this bottom wave though. Mako cannot do this on his own, but they see that Morguard is being taken again. 9 lashes comes out though. Dawn immediately killed. BTO gone, and so is Diao. Triple kill as GaleForce just loves taking these fights. Let's start alright, already being used though, and Mako finally says, alright guys, we need to take an objective right now. We have to do something. Bot inner tower just fell down. Fraggy being dived on. He gets killed. That is a lot of poison, but Leon, as a lone Shrine Maiden, shouldn't be able to do anything right here. Reach to get the easy smite. No steal potential here. And Morguard taken by GaleForce in the series. Reach going back. They need to deal with that minion wave right now, because otherwise those towers will fall. Mither, please take it. You're going for Serpent. You're going to lose the game to the minion wave. Okay, I guess they can take the neutral, but then if they go back to it then. But please, guys. Are they looking to rush down mid? They're looking to rush down mid. Okay, Reach, you're back. He is finally going to start taking care of the wave. He does cut the wave. Thank goodness. There is some brains at GaleForce after all, but Reach's 9 lashes have been doing so much work. Torty Gate immediately forced out. BTO wanted to dive in, but he was spotted because of the Torty Gate. The Torty Gate creased his position. Rion gets his teammate killed, who was trying to go for a sneaky flank as the heal posters went out on him. And this is just a push through on all lanes. You can see Reach split pushing bot lane at the moment here, as Mither and Breezy, with the speed boost of the Wind Mage, just put as much pressure as they can. This is a lot of good, positive map play that GaleForce is finally doing. And all of the gold is swung into their favor from these repeated kills. You can see here, this is a 7k gold advantage. Fraggy spotted out though. Rain King looking for his angle. He can't do anything right now because he's been silenced away by the towers right now. Reach. 9 lashes onto Dawn. Dawn blows up immediately. The Vampire bleeds to death from his own chains. Mako misses the silence completely right there, and as top tier's tier 2 is being taken, Reach is pressuring BTO out. Only saving grace is that the mid lane is pushing in, but Breeze is about to take care of it. You can see right there, Morguard finally does time out. Vtuber Impact has 24 seconds to breathe, but that's also 16 seconds without Dawn. GaleForce can take all of the farm that they want right here, continue to complete their items, and fits their waves in preparation for Morguard. It's just going to take one more, but this Morguard could decide it all. GaleForce is well ahead though, and we haven't seen too much pressure able to be put out from what the Seals Rate or so. Now, Dimitri, you can see right there is the tower stun. BTO has to survive, otherwise the game should end. Torty Gate forced out. Mako being rushed down. Wave of Bats comes out, but nobody can chase. That is ultimates for ultimates out. Mako gets out alive, even with the good seal. They couldn't immediately finish off the ghost, but BTO only has CC immunity, and that is it. There's no Torty Gate. There's no wave of bats. There's no Siege Switch ultimate either. And Diao, the tornado is coming. The tornado is coming. Leon gets hit first. Let's start a riot potentially on the table right here. 9 lashes comes out. Does miss, but Diao is already gone. Leon gonna be next. Does get sealed off? That means everybody can turn onto Dawn, take the Vampire away, and Fraggy is toasted. BTO trying to do what he can, cutting the wave in mid so that there's no minion wave to pressure at the end here as Rion plays for his wife. 28 does come out. Reach is a little bit low, but it isn't too much here necessarily. Marine King trying to dive, but BTO causing so much havoc by just cutting this wave off. Reach finally saying, guys, we need to do something here. 20 seconds left. BTO living for what he can, but he's just gonna die finally. At that point here, it's gonna be a free Morguard take 4 seconds left only for DL. Leon's not going to do anything as everybody has reset for GaleForce, and that should be the nail in the coffin right then and there. Holy. Now again, bot wave is very bad for GaleForce, but this should just be a free Morgard take into end of the game at this here. Because with Fraggy only coming back and BTO being that last pick off, there wasn't anything more to do. Hammering mid lane, that's what GaleForce is calling. But they might lose the game if they don't care of the minions soon enough. They want to take Serpent again. Reach does at least come around. Those minions are going to be buffed. And thank goodness, Mither is actually going to clear the wave. Now, that is, again, 1 minute left on the Morgard buff. Lanes are going to push positively. Now, top is a negative impact right there. Hold on. 9 lashes. Dawn bleeding out. Serpent is taken by Vtuber impact. Wave of Bats has to come out, but this is a potential chase down. Everybody is bleeding from the poison right here, but Fraggy died by Marine King. Fraggy taken, frozen, in place for the towers, and D-Out also goes down as well. The Pole Warrior does so much. Leon, as tanky as they are, the Shrine Maiden can't do everything. It's only a ghost and the dead left at the Shrine as the Relic is taken by GaleForce with an insane pop-off play again by Marine King, going perfect on the Pole Warrior. GaleForce takes a 2-1 victory over Vancouver Impact. Nine lashes, shutting down Vampire short range from reach constantly. The Whip Master does so much work right there. The combination of Let's Start a Riot and the pole vote from Breezy and Marine King did so much. And Mako running a lot of good interference as well too. That was pretty clinically nice. Mither didn't necessarily get to do as much as he would have wanted there that game. I think he could have had more success with the conventional ADC, but GaleForce banned out all that series and nothing really came to it otherwise then. What a game for GaleForce as they go up 2-1 in the standings. Alright, I think one more game, because those, oh dude, the fact that a Game 3 series is going 45 minutes, like a regular game would go otherwise, like, I am sweating right now, and it's almost 4 o'clock as well too. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, this game is so sick, and I can't believe I haven't blown up my voice yet. I can't do this on Sundays thinking about it as much, because if I talk too much, then I'll have no voice come my job, and it's just, oh. It's just, oh my goodness. This game, again, inspires so much into me, and the fact that it's potentially like 15-20 minutes, what's his face, instead of 15-20 minute games instead of what would be the only 1 minute rounds of Teamfight Manager 1 or Team Arena, Teamfight Arena as it's called in Universe. That is just, my goodness gracious, dude. Again, this game is sick. I love this game so much. I love this game so much. Yup, GaleForce never backed down. Marine King's Pole Warrior is way too good when it comes to it there, quite frankly. Yeah, Leon absolutely was the MVP right there for Vancouver Impact on the Archer with the solo bows, especially when it just wasn't enough there. If there's White Mage did keep them in the game, GaleForce in the game, but Marine King, again. It was not one-sided, absolutely not, but, like, holy crap, dude. What is Team Power Rankings have been updated? North America, below Korea, Europe, and China. Yup. Below is otherwise then. A Gen G at the top. Yeah, that kind of figures. Below are we? Where is GaleForce? We're 64th, not 67. Not 67, but alright, that's fine. Let's check everybody. Here's high stress, but again, I'm trusting the coach when it comes to here to about with everybody. Yes, again, finances. Annual profit is down when it comes to your not making me happy. The fact that we are selling through these here is nice, and I'm pretty happy about that. So schedule-wise, we have Dorado Gaming now. Dorado Gaming. You are 2-0 as well. That's spicy. It's spicy. these 4 characters are I still really do think that out of like when it comes to my is Marine King, being good at Pole Warrior is so hilarious when it comes to, but it is so important for him. Also 167th on solo queue. I think it's actually pretty decent in solo queue like right here. Ain't quite anybody else on solo queue. Not necessarily doing the best. That's totally fine. I'm just trying to vanity search and just looking at how he is doing. Oh my goodness, that is a perfect PDH on Luminosity. A bit scared. Focus up. Let's look at our scouting report and see what we can do afterwards. They like some grade first search. They love their. These scouting reports are so good. Nightstar is their jungler. I really dislike Shadowmancer. I would say too though, and I need to ban Pyromancer. So, my analyst is saying you're looking at macro game advantage and fine with that. Grotto. That's our Shadowmancer, and there is a Cavalry there too. They ban Pyromancer them. When it comes to they have been winning when it comes to we'll just have to, I'm gonna shut somebody down. Might just have to be the I keep the usual then in that case for now. We are first pick. So first and foremost, Cavalry cannot be let through. Now they don't like picking Pyromancer themselves, so we can see how that goes. Otherwise, I cannot let them have Whipmaster. No DB, that made sense too. No Shadowmancer, I don't want to deal with that. Wind Mage first. Absolutely, I think Circus Blade and Pyromancer immediately. I have my top, I have my general potentially. Swordsman and Ghost. If I see those, I don't necessarily like them. Hammer could deal with those decently. Good stuns, good knockups, whatever when it comes to Knight is also there potentially, I think. I think Hammer does better with the dashes or just the pressure that they potentially have right there in that case. We have that, and then Gambler, because that was left up, and we missed that. Android is taken, and so is Ninja. I really hate that. Okay, I have my bot lane. That's top, that's jungle. I need mid in that case. In this case, Illusionist actually does pretty well right here. Like Mates also does pretty good too, I would say. That is potentially Roots, but Illusionist. His mid is nice out. The Fear and Taunting keeping them off of us is just this thing. Allowing Circus Blade kind of do its thing. That, or also Ice Mage just kind of exists in a vacuum. Pointed to its stun. Yeah, pointing to its stun. think that's the big thing right here. Ninja top against a Pyromancer. Ew. That is kind of scary. I'm not going to lie here. Now, I don't necessarily mind being aggressive because I want Pyromancer to take over, though, in that case. I think that is the main thing. And yes, I do think, especially with the scouting, you need to take the Earl Serpent. I do agree with all of that right there. Now, I don't want the split when it comes to. I think Breezy splitting themselves is actually fine. We need to be aggressive and close them out early. All right, top of the table fight here, everybody. Dorado Gaming versus GaleForce. These two teams are 2-0 in North America Division 2 right now, and they have high expectations for both of them. Now, here, Reach. You already got one jungle when it comes to, but Nightstar does want the counter jungle. Now, Circus Point is very strong early game. You have to remember, just due to the fact that level 1, they can just White Dagger, auto, and Nightstar being pressured off his own camp. White Daggers do miss when it comes to, so Reach doesn't get anything more. It seems to just be a conceit of time and camps in that case, as Reach does finally go back for his neutral objective. Now, Marine King is going to be pushed in. He doesn't usually play Ice Mains that much, but GaleForce seems like they need some CC on the roster to potentially deal with Ghost and Ninja potentially here, so we'll have to see how that pans out. Biggest thing though is that Noman's is able to actually keep a decent CS, able to keep the CS lead to a minimum, or potentially even overtake it for Breezy in that case here. So you can see Breezy is actually a little bit behind now due to in the CS difference, even if he is poking Noman's a little bit better. Now though, Spica getting pushed out by Marine King. Point into its stun should absolutely be it. Marine King getting a little bit too big for his britches. Does take the tower shot for it though, but it'll probably want to reset afterwards. Breezy putting the pressure down onto Noman's right now, but it should be one more Ninja Star and that should be it. Meanwhile though, Reach does look at the tower dive. Kaze dies. Now Reach is just going to run down Smitey. Light of Dagger hits. Naka hits. Double kill for the bot lane. That is going to be the game blown wide open, and the scouting report was correct. Bot lane was going to be the weak point of Dorado Gaming, as well as they have gotten away with the 2-0 so far, and we'll have to see what happens in the next 15 seconds. Because crucially, that is not, while Dorado Gaming's bot lane might have been weak, that's not how they've been winning the games here. It's been through their Serpentates, and what they've been able to convert with those natural objectives. Now, big thing here. See, Noman, Shin, onto Breezy. Crucially stays out of tower shot range, does a good job, but Breezy looks like he wants to go almost a solo bolo. Not enough when it comes to though, and not enough when it comes to there, and Breezy does get out with his life. However, GaleForce seeing the opportunity. They want to take the Serpent right here, right now. The tornado is coming, low health bars and all. Reach already knocked up, everybody's super low from GaleForce, and they're just gonna have to concede. With Simki taking the bot tier 1 tower, that actually provided a lot more cover for Dorado, and you can see here that gold lead has immediately swung in Dorado's favor, especially with that tower, with first tower advantage, and there is nothing that GaleForce can do but just kind of sit back and watch and try to recover all the lost tempo that they had right there. It was the right idea, but they needed to give Simki first, and see here, the android is going to cause problems here, especially. Immediately goes in. No man stays out of the way of the flaming pool. Shin doesn't get anything more. Mako is able to stun up the swordsman though, and Simki is pressured next. Android does have his personal shields, but even with those stuns, the only thing he can do is run away in vain right now when it comes to. Now, GaleForce doesn't have a minion wave to at least push out when it comes to, but they are going to start cutting it out, and this bot wave, and this bot is going to be a problem. The Hammer is doing his job beautifully, and Reach is unlocked at level 5. Pika does have over advantage over Marine King though after that mid-take when it comes to. He is currently sitting at level 7. Okay, no, both of them did just hit level 7, so not as much. Breezy taking good damage from the ninja though. Final cut comes out. Kaze tries to hit the kill on the Hammerer, but it's just not enough. You can see right there, at the end of the day, the damage is just too much from Reach, as he's able to cover for his support player, and that is another kill over. It was Serpentate over the Dorado Gaming, but it's 4-0 kills to GaleForce, and they can equalize the gold advantage and do a little bit more if they even want to pressure this bot outer. Mither does stick around as Nightstar just looks in the jungle, seeing what he can do. Mither should have this outer tower free to himself right here with that extra Gambler Blast. He's gonna take it, and he's just gonna say, Kaze, I'm gonna level up against you. I do not care. Now, we'll have to see what happens coming up, because Morgard is up for the pickings right now. The gold, even with 2k ahead, the items are pretty much even right here, and we'll have to see what happens. Reach, immediately wants to do what he can. Simki, not up though. Android is gone. Ninja does get an assassination onto the Circus Blade, but is it going to pan out to be anything more? Hammer does get 1-2 beautiful knockups as Wind Mage does disappear from this plane of existence, and Kaze is going to be the next victim potentially. Marine King does get a freeze. That's 1-2. That's another few kills over, and with that, that could be potentially the Morgard taken from GaleForce. Essentially, what is a 3-for-1 overall here? Now, No Man's tries to get the Ninja Star. Nothing comes up to it. That is going to be a knockup onto Nightstar, who does take up most of the pressure. But No Man's being forced out effortlessly when it comes to there. GaleForce, the Shining Gamba does come out. The Charm doesn't do enough to get kills, but with 3 low members, GaleForce should have this all to their own. Simki tried to do what he can to get Vision on the pit. That way, maybe they can try to do a re-engage with Spica, but Mako is coming back, and that's going to be the biggest problem here. Immediate dash right in on No Man's. Kaze and Reed, Kaze and Spica have slain GaleForce. Everybody is following. That's going to be 1-2 back by Breezy when it comes to here, but that is the only person left, and GaleForce has thrown. The inability to get those kills means thank you for the leash. Dorado Gaming, again, showcasing their prowess, taking neutral objectives. They've taken 2 out of 2. It's going to be 3 out of 3 right now. GaleForce's lead has crumbled after those. Their inability to follow up with no real chase potential has meant that GaleForce has lost all of their lead. They have lost Morgard, and they're about to lose their outer tier 1 tower in mid lane. Mako doing what he can to cut the wave, but without too much of attacking power to his name, all we can do is knock up Nightstar, make him take a tower shot, and just say thank you for the business, sir. Mither trying to do what he can to cut the wave, but Kaze could look for a potential final cut when it comes to here. If he does get another, slashing wave, Spica, that's being run down. Circus Spider gets 1, gets 2. What's for the execute? Not enough. Spica does survive, and Kaze is running rampant right now. Meanwhile, No Man split pushing top wave. That is inner tier 2 towers taken as well. And is Dorado Gaming going to push to end right now? No Man's has escorted the minion wave up when it comes to here. It is a very scary state. There is no freeze left over when it comes to the weights are being used. Final cutter used to get out of the way. Shing. No Man's switch for a dive, but he gets taunted up and dies in vain. That is a relic tower down, but No Man's down for 31 seconds. If he was going to die, at the very least, it's with the buff up, and he's going to respawn with 10 seconds left on Morgard. But that was a little bit too deep. However, that means that if they want to at any time, they can potentially just disengage overall. Now, Android Ultimate forced out alongside Ghost Ultimate. That is a good amount of dive when it comes to. However, Kaze being very ruthlessly trying to take down Marine King. Meanwhile, Spica taken down by Reach in the mid lane here. It's a 1-for-1 trade right now as the solo bowlers come out when it comes to Reach trying to see what he can. He wants to run down, potentially get the jungle, and then convert into Morgard Tate. Simki, Android doing so much work, just being able to stun, being able to stall, and Mako caught out position. Shin. No, Ninja Ultimate did just come up, but the knockup is able to keep Mako alive. Shin for No Man's again, but this should be the rundown that is needed by GaleForce. No Man's goes back in. That is a kill back to the Simki. He dies with a life. Marine King tried to peel for Mako by taking that Ninja Star, but it still wasn't enough as Shin was back up in the game right there. Now, we do have both neutral objectives up, but no supports. Looks like Mither wants to push out bot wave, try to get himself to maybe his second full item power spike at the moment here, but the setup is good for Dorado. They might be looking at Breezy. Final cutter goes on to Breezy. Nightstar coming in. Marine King needs to peel for his top lane, but it's fine enough. Morgard is taken. Morgard is starting to be taken. Reach getting way too aggressive for his own good. He gets knocked by a tornado. He does die. The Gamba stat is good, but the Android Ultimate is better. No Man's gets Mither, and that is going to be the kill nets. Mako trying to see what he can do to keep them off, let Morgard maybe get some health back, and make sure that nobody can take this objective. They have to stall for 25 seconds for Mither and Reach to come back right here. Stimky running whatever interference that he can at the moment here. No Man's looking for an angle. Doesn't know the Ninja Star, even though he had it set up for him on a silver platter. Breezy trying to do what he can with the fire and ice, but it's not going to amount to anything. Now Reach and Mither are going to be back, but they have to stall for 35 seconds instead for Morgard and for their mid laner to come on back right here. Ninja is doing way much more than they would have wanted when it comes to here, and Ghost stacking well at 3 stats is gonna be doing pretty fine as we head into the 9-minute mark. Now Breezy, no mobility. Final cutter used just to get on in. That's a tornado as well. 3 ultimates essentially, or 2 ultimates used to take down the top lane. I mean, if you know for a fact that you're gonna have the Morgard take, you might as well. Crucially, Reach is alive. Is he gonna give it up? He is just gonna give it up. Just go back to farming and saying, I don't care too much. Ninja ultimate does come up. Mako, really good reaction time. Shing. Mister needs to get a good Gamba stat. That is very good, but Nightstar does get out. No man, Shing does get the kill. No man's stunned, not into the tower. Marine King, amazing play when it comes to it there. Nightstar might be a little bit too far beyond his depth. That is an amazing Ice Mage's play when it comes to Marine King, showing his mastery over mages and warriors alike from his pole warrior gameplay last time before, and it's just gonna have to be that solid 1-for-1 top 4 support. However, GaleForce can be happy with that. What they aren't gonna be happy with is that Dorado Gaming is 5-0 in objective takes right now at the moment here. Marine King being run down by Nightstar. It's too much. Reach gonna do what he can, but Final Taro takes off half of his HP, and they just say, what are you gonna do about it next? Mako doing what he can. Mither sees Simchi. He does get a pretty good hit on the Dambour stats when it comes to, but the Android shields are way too strong. Fact is, this was a ninja top game. Pyromancer was picked for the first time in GaleForce's history, but it wasn't going to amount to anything, unfortunately. Execute might come out, but onto Simchi, but the shields are to keep himself alive as he does get back. Gamba stat underneath the tower. Mither tilted beyond belief, trying to get the support. Mako will die trying to support him, and this game wants to be chopped up, everybody. 15-13, but the game was all Dorado Gaming ever since the first kills when it comes to it here. The relic will be taken, and Dorado takes an early 1-0 start in the series. Ninja shutting down Pyromancer. I hated that so much. That is not. It's Shadowmancer out. Not Gambler anymore. I am still a dual blader, and I don't want dual blader cavalry. The problem is gonna be the answer. No druid. I'm fine with that. Cavalry first pick, absolutely. This man has a high win rate for a reason. Bomber, I left up Whipmaster. Oy vey, I left up Whipmaster. Okay, get me the knight in that case then. And get me archer. EDH. Pyromancer. Would wouldn't be good in this case then, thinking about it? It's that, or legitimately, this is a very squishy comp actually, and an executioner. He's really good at it, I do think. I think executioner could just hook somebody in, and then we just blow them up completely. That, and then lightning mage would be really good too, and I can save white mage for the future. For next pick in that case then. You guys have to be pretty close, and if I can just like stun somebody, chain stun them, and just say you die. Okay, they take white mage themselves. You know what? I guess so then. That is my own fault. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this potential setup here. He needs white mage bot lane. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Marine King can split himself. Otherwise, I think we need to fight. I think absolutely it would be Joeing for Serpent in that case then, because we need to be able to stop them from doing it. Alright, Game 2, GaleForce versus Dorado Gaming. It is going to be Dorado Gaming taking an early lead with a total of 5 neutral objectives and a 15-13 storyline when it comes to there. They won through their win conditions, even if bot lane didn't necessarily do the best, but we're going to have to see how this is, because this is going to be a very perilous bot lane. Now, again, early game invade, Nightstar with the Whipmaster, recognizing that he's pretty strong against the Cavalry, who has move speed, but not really too much more. However, he will have to go back, and it is a retreat on both sides. Meanwhile, Marine King doing a good amount of work on the Speaker at the moment. He doesn't get level 2 first, dashes forwards. Speaker could absolutely have died right there, but it doesn't amount to anything. Biggest thing too, though, is going to be Mako on the Executioner. Now, crucially when it comes to here, his ability to hit skills is trash, But if he does get that one hook under tower especially, that could change the game. Kaze, hooked under tower! That is one tower shot, and that could have changed the paradigm if Reach was just a little bit closer there. Now, Nightstar really wanted a counter jungle, but he's putting himself way far behind right now. 6 to 4 CS when it comes to it, and he's not getting necessarily any of his camps. No man's taunted under tower also curiously by Breezy's Knight when it comes to. And this is just a tower game when it comes to. Simti misses the hook when it comes to it, and you can see right here, this is just going to be a running problem that GaleForce is going to have with the White Mage's PD8's bottom lane, that they're going to be constantly pushed in. However, Marine King absolutely taking over mid lane when it comes to. He already almost has outer tower out here. Now Mako baiting. Still only level 1 though, so not really going to get to do too much more, but if he can land those hoods, it'll be the biggest thing. Taunted in the tower, but No Man's wasn't attacking. He does still take a tower shot though, and Reach is here. The cavalry is coming, the cavalry is coming. Cavalry is hiding in the bushes, but he decides to cancel the play. Nightstar. Finally though, going to be rewarded for his counter juggling, does equalize the camp count when it comes to here, and he's just going to be doing Reach. However, Kaze, put on the tower! That is what they were looking for! GaleForce gets the play that they wanted, first blood to them, and that's going to be a nice golden Jetson from Mythra's Electric Mage. Now, crucially here, Whip Master is going to be the biggest starter of the game here, since they do have Shrine Maiden to sustain, and Whip Master can easily poke out and bleed to start off a game here, or to start off any fight. But it's going to come down to what GaleForce can do in the meantime though. Speaker takes way too much poke damage. Mako taking so much in the meantime though, but Serpent is potentially still up for the table. Everybody is way low. Marine King trying to do what he can. Simti kind of taunted upper though. Nightstar does die to Marine King, who had a huge roam when it comes to, and it could just be a taunt. Kaze dies to taunt from Breezy's Knight when it comes to, and they just want the tower dive. Simti dies. 3-0 start for GaleForce. That's a 4-for-1 actually when it comes to for GaleForce right there, as Mako did die in the background, but that is going to be Serpent taken, and immediately here we are going to see a change in a paradigm here, because Dorado Gaming has lost a neutral objective. Speaker dies even with the Torii Gate. The cavalry charge is way too much. Breezy does, Mako does miss the hit, does miss the hook, so nothing more to made from that play that could have been dangerous. No Man's though, at the very least, while Breezy had roamed around to help secure the 3 kills, he does take an outer tower at top lane. But with Marine King already taking mid, that's very dangerous. Simti trying to push for what he can, but Marine King taking over. Solo ults Nightstar gets the kill. Simti locked down with the Lightning Mage. That's another one, and a hook in by Mako. Kaze is able to use the PDH zone to zone Mythra away, who takes a good amount of poke damage back, but it seems to be all coming up GaleForce. That's a 2k gold advantage, and Marine King is playing with ego right now. He knows he is 1k ahead of the Shrine Maiden. He knows he has a tier 4 item, and Mako is looking for something right here. Nightstar looking for it. Torii Gate comes out, keeping Nightstar alive, but the tower is coming! The tower is coming! He does get the kill at the end of the day here. Reach helping out his mid take over again, and Marine King is going to be the main focus for GaleForce. Now, with that, Bomber doing amazing work right now, zoning off Breezy's Knight when it comes to here. Does get a taunt, but it's not on the tower. That's going to be an inner tower taken up, and the split pushing Bomber could be a problem here. Simti, cavalry charge, take it in. Support taken down though. Speaker, the next target. Cavalry charge still going. Hook miss, but that's 2 more kills. PDH, Poison does come out then, but Archer almost gets Kaze afterwards here. Bomber is left on an island by themselves. The only gold advantage is almost 1.5k, and GaleForce might have spotted No Man's out. That is it. Cavalry is coming. The cavalry is coming. Hook does miss, but it doesn't matter. Point, could, stun, Morgard, starting to be taken right here and now. Nightstar gonna do what he can. He still does have his 9 lashes, but Marine King is furiously and aggressively zoning ahead, saying, if you want this, you're gonna have to take it. Plus, Breezy still does have his taunt as well. If this is if Dorado Game wants to get into the game, and it has to be a flip right now. It does get low. They do turn. Nightstar slides Mako. This should be a throw for the ages. GaleForce needs to finish the Morgard. Nightstar does survive. But he does, but Nightstar steals Morgard! GaleForce loses the fight, loses 3, loses the Morgard, and that could be game series point. The gold weight has flipped on its head. Nightstar just got the take for free right there. Nobody wanted to check the bushes, and now back to business as usual. Serpent Tate should be free in that case then. But Marine King is coming. He does have Archer ultimate. Does he do anything with it? No. Tate is for free. They have to fix their waves. GaleForce has thrown at Morgard yet again when it comes to here. It is a constant story. Archer ultimate does come out, but that is a lot of pressure coming in mid when it comes to here. No Man's can't really follow up to it, but that is point quick stun. onto the support. Nightstar, also cavalry charge is taken away. 2 kills, 2 more dart buffs gone. GaleForce can at least defend well enough, but look at the sorry state of them right here. Top lane is gone. Mid tower, half HP when it comes to here. Breezy can try to do what he can, but that bomber is so ahead right now that the knight has to make his impact known in team fights. Quite frankly, the last one did not go well, Chief, if I'm going to be real with you here. Now, inner tower being pressured when it comes to here. He's trying to do what he can, but PDH ultimate does come out. Kaze does get a bleed out. He, Reach tries to do what he can, but he might bleed to the poison. He does at the very end of the day here. Mako needs to find whatever he can. Tortigate does keep everybody well healed up, and the Mordard buff timing out in 8 seconds means that this should be a good push, and they will take that 1 extra kill that they weren't expecting on Dorado Gaming. However, Breezy could potentially get a taunt, looking for it. Mako looking for a hood, doesn't get anything. Spica well ahead on his life bar when it comes here, and Simki is just going to zone Mither out with that HP bar advantage that he has right now. Now Spica, King, dueling back and forth. The duel lead has been cut down to 1k ever since that Mordard take. But if there's anybody who has the ego in the world right now, it could be Marine King. No man's caught out on his split push though. In that case, silence. What? Down. And top lane is free for GaleForce to take care of what they want. However, bot is traded at the very least due to a split push from Kaze. That PDH is in the game. He is real. She is real when it comes to it here. And GaleForce is just running around trying to take care of their towers or so. However, Kaze spotted out. That could be it. The cavalry is coming. The cavalry is coming. They aren't confident though because they see Mordard potentially being taken. And they don't know if they should execute the play or not. They're unsure about it. Kaze threatening with his wife right now. Is he spotted out? No, he's not. Okay, he finally does go onto the wave finally when it comes to here. But Mordard being taken means that GaleForce needs to move right now. They have to check. They have to check. Reach needs to check right now. He has to look at it. GaleForce tosses another Mordard. The objective take is horrible. However, that is 2 kills though. Marine King gets a wonderful ultimate. But for what? Mordard is taken. Breezy tries to taunt somebody forwards. Simki hooked in. But Marine King's playing safe because he's scared of the minion wave when it comes to there. Mither did get a good ultimate, but he did bat to try to get his tier 4 item in that case there. Breezy, Spica, doing for what they can. That is Mako silencing the cast with his ultimate on the Executioner, but the Mordard wave is way too strong. Reach, the cavalry is coming. Try to do what he can on No Man's. Taunt to the No Man's. This has to be a kill with the bomber if they want to do anything with it. Cinti does get a huge hit though. Kills Reach with the light beam though, and that is going to be at the very least 3 for 1 when it comes to here. Now GaleForce looking for a hook. Simki barely out of range of Mako when it comes to. Now top tower is about to go down to the minions that has been stacked up and prepped. Remember, before the Mordor take even happened when it comes to here. Serpent potentially nets. Mither does want to take the outer tower, and you can see Serpent. 37 seconds in Mordard. All the lanes are pretty bad right there, but their Mordard take is fast enough that they're just going to say, whatever, we're going to collapse onto mid. Marine King and Mako spotted out. 9 lashes coming out. Marine King had no chance. PDH and Torigate comes around, and there's nothing that GaleForce can do. Mither trying to do what he can to split push his bot wave, but that white mage is doing oh so much damage. You can see him being run down. Has to use the freezing bolt, has to use the shocking bolt just to keep himself out of range and keep himself alive. However, white mage, he does miss the final beam though, but Mither should be able to get away. However, with 2 members dead, that's going to be an outer tower done. And cavalry is charging when it comes to it here, but I don't know if GaleForce is able to do too much here on this end. Knight doing what he can. Simki staying alive though. And the taunt on Kaze isn't necessarily going to do too much. Knight's trying to take as much attention as he can. That Shrine Raid and Tortigate does everything and more. Mither bleeds out. Mako trying to do what he can in silencing, but it's just him and Marine King coming around. Dorado Gaming is running well ahead of GaleForce in the series at the moment. And even though Marine King put on heroics at the beginning of the game, Shrine Maiden just heals too much. Out of range, out of sight, no worries in the world, and this could be a 2-0 for Dorado Gaming. With 13 and 15 seconds left on Breezy and Mither, it comes down to if Reach thinks he can steal. However, he has not attempted to steal, despite being stolen from. And looks like it's a free Mordard. Reach does not have the objective awareness or control, and he is not able to do much about it here. Nightstar can just walk down the top wave when it comes to here, and really just call it at that point then. 9 lashes comes out just to put pressure on Reach so he can't come in, and this might be a 2-0 in Dorado Gaming's favor. They will stay at the top of the scoreboard as Mako bleeds out to the Whipmaster. Marine King trying to do what he can, but with all these buffed Mordard minions, the game is over before Dorado Gaming needs to even do anything there. GaleForce falls 0-2. You have too much power pits up. That is my own fault though. I was focusing so much on cavalry that there's so many more pits. Shrine Maiden does so much, dude. Echo is restful. I'm liking the gym monster kills going up. This is monster kills, if you can keep training that up, I would absolutely out of YouTube. Then like not that that's our guys there. Good in mental focus, but he off. But that he's my judge word. One comes to yeah, Bomber always just having so much free reign on top lane. I just need to put Bomber in top lane. Android also is way too powerful for their own good. They press her so much. With Master 100% great, yeah, absolutely. Again, expectations there, but we just lost a game, guys. Everything isn't tainted yet when it comes to. We're gonna be fine, we're gonna be fine. Gamble White Maid. Only going against Monk. Understandable. I don't necessarily go against Monk myself. No circus played. We are second pick. So let's take Bomber out. Gamba out. Monk. Get Pyro out. There's a brevity of top tier pits. That's why they're open. With Master. Why did I... Dude. Am I so blind? Okay, Ninja is fine. And that... Ninja is amazing. Great. And Android. Absolutely. Secure that lane. Bluebear Shadowmancer. Bluebear Shadowmancer. Have those. I want to take Dual Blader. I think Fighter. I do. I want to be able to run people down like that. Have an Archer. Makes sense. This is a run them down composition. I think Ghost would be the play. You run them down in response. Avoid them. I hit that very fast, but hear me out here, guys. I have my strategy. As Eiko being able to stun people as Ghost, as Mythic's Ghost, avoids them as you run down. That's my idea. Get some water, and we'll compensate. Alright. Lanes are how I want them. We have to dive. We have to dive when it comes to do think Ninja is pretty early on, so I do think I need this to go off in that case. That, and then we can have be flexible, force fights. GaleForce versus Blue Otter. We are looking at two people troubling around in the standings when it comes to. This could potentially decide who stays in the top and who stays in the mid tier of the ladder when it comes to here. Now, crucially, Reach already looking for potential invade. He is drawing Tactilus away when it comes to here, meaning that Wallflower is going to be on his own in the bot lane, which isn't necessarily the worst thing ever, considering it is a Ghost matchup, but crucially, you know, Android does have the potential to poke and keep them out. Now, this is a skirmish to 5 people in the game right now in mid lane. That's still Reach at level 1 as a Jundor, hilariously, when it comes to it. But no, nothing comes from it. Nothing much, nothing gained. Reach finally gets his first camp of the game, though. He is so far behind on his camp pressure, and it could be a potential problem. Mither recognizes the problems that Jackie could have, does get out of the way there, and is able to successfully back and get his tier 2 item of the Wind Dagger. Very good play by Mither in recognizing, especially after he had pushed up. He didn't need to do anything more on the there. He's able to get out alive without too much of a problem in the world now. Now, big thing to note, though, is that once Archer and Shieldbearer do start pushing in, it does get a little bit rough for the Android Ghost lane. Now, you can see here, this is not a general cavalry, this is a mid cavalry when it comes to here. But Fighter does have the mobility to actually keep up with the cavalry and cause enough problems when it comes to it here. Mako taking a lot of poke. That should be enough time for him to be able to, be able to get the wave and back. And Marine King, you can see, is able to stuff the cavalry. Just as soon as cavalry tries to charge in and get the root with the charge, Fighter just stuffs him, punches him in the face, and just says, what are you going to do here? Actually, this would be a solo boa when it comes to here. Level 4 Fighter against level 3 cavalry when it comes to here. Now, the level difference really isn't too much here, but it might be half a level, even with the CS difference here. And Fighter could absolutely try to take this game over if he sees an angle, because a Cavalier who's behind can still make points for the team and charging in or so, but it's very dangerous. You can see these short trades of just the raised fist by Marine King do cause problems here. Again, 1-2 trades when it comes to. Mid-C is already at half HP, and this should be Ghost first kill. That is already Ghost first kill. Wallflower caught out nets. 1, 2, dash 3! Mither already with 2 stats on the Ghost, and the early Serpent is being taken by GaleForce right here. This is already a huge shutdown composition to make sure that the only power point in the game is potentially Whipmaster. But you can see right here, Whipmaster being forced away. There is not a minion wave for GaleForce to push on when it comes to in bot wave, so they'll just take the objective, be happy with it, and then start pressuring bot in that case. Marine King does have his ultimate. If he sees an angle to go on Mitzi, that could be it here. Does get another good short trade when it comes to here. Cavalry is being completely neutralized against this Fighter pick. Wallflower shielded up by the Shieldbearer right here, and Jackie Love could look for the 3v2 dive. He is searching for it. Mako's shield, though, and the Android slow does so much work, though, to keep Jackie Love out of the way. Wallflower trying to poke for what he can, but Android just has so much protection just naturally on his own. No level 5 on the Jundors yet, but you see how volatile this end state can be. Now, top lane is still an island, of course, when it comes to there, but I feel like Dual Blader could have much more work when it comes to here. Oh, never mind! Combo comes out! Dual Blader exactly gets what he wants! Gets a solo bull in Nagane, and now that is a 300 gold lead in top. Everything continues to go up GaleForce, as 9 Lashes did come out in the mid lane, but you did see Marine King get away safely. Now, you can see right here, Sealed Bear cut out. Shin. Tactilus, there it is cut out. He does not have any speed. Ninja Star does miss, and so does the ability for the chase potential. Now, Wallflower does get the tower at the very end of the day here. Mither being very careful when it comes to Shing. That is I wouldn't say solo kill, actually. That was a assist when it comes to at the end. And that is level 5 for Reach. He can come zooming in at a moment's notice to help out anybody when it comes to Mitzi. Trying to run down Mako, the support under pressure. But with the shield, he gets confident again. He says, do you want to be stunned? Do you really want to go against me in this case here? Weezy does come in. 9 Lashes. Trying to pressure Mither. He does dash away when it comes to there. Mitzi gets a good shield from the Shield Bear. That is going to be a problem. That's a knock-up by the Cavalry. Comes in. Shadow Bear does get Mato out, though. And this is going to be Cavalry charge. The Cavalry is coming. Cavalry is coming. Mitzi does get away, though. And Mato has to get away. And comes in. Mitzi comes in. Tattoos gets knocked up by the dual blader. Stun. It's just going to take one more Divine Palm when it comes to Ninja comes in. Shing. Double kill. Whipmaster goes down. And the tower shot is not enough to bring Ninja over the line. GaleForce is perfect in this game. Sits in O right now. Only loss that they have taken right now is the bot outer tower, and they're looking great for a Serpent setup. Now I say that, I thought that was GaleForce with Serpent. No, it's instead Blue Otter, but GaleForce decides, okay, you want Serpent? We'll just take the higher priority objective then. They're going to take more guard unless Wallflower has anything to say about it. They force the fight onto Wallflower. Nothing more to do. One dash already gone. That's going to be more guard taken one. Unless 9 Lashes can do something. Nope, Jatty falls. He tried to push for what he could, but nothing could come from it. This is potentially over when it comes to Nagane could fall. That's another one when it comes to Ghost. Cruz doesn't get a stat from it there, but I think we're well past the point of Ghost taking over the game. It is the Ninja Pit. The Ninja Pit has done so much work. Fighter also making sure that the Cavalry charge can't do anything. There's so much CC disruption from the Fighter's Fist to the Android Shield, and Blue Otter can't find a way to break through GaleForce's defenses. Plus, as soon as they do get one of those stuns or so, Dual Wader comes in, and this composition has so much work. That is an immediate shred! Breezy cuts down the Cavalry as he charges right towards him, and nothing can be done. Blue Otter ready for the hills. Finally, that is a taunt on reach, but a bad combination of ultimates as Shadowmancer takes the Ninja away. He finally does die even with the Android's cover, but that could have been potentially more than just one kill if Blue Otter had timed their ultimates better. Breezy looking for a little bit more. He does get rooted up a little bit, and he does have to retreat. He was looking for an angle, trying to see if he could be the hero 1v4, but it's not going to pan out to be. Instead, Warguard buff is going to time out as GaleForce resets, and all in all, a decent defense, only losing a top tower for Blue Otter. Now I say that, Mitzi, Cavalry charges, but that's a two-man knockup. Ninja immediately dashes in. Tattoos on the Shield Bear, left on his own. He could die right here, and this could be the inner tower. Shing. 1, 2, 3. Marine King claims the kill. He's perfect in the fighter. That's another knockup. Dual Blader just on the Archer. But with the Morguard buff gone, I don't know how confident GaleForce wants to be in front of these two towers when it comes to. Archer Ultimate does come out, and I think that will dissuade them. Mako just padding his stats. 9 Lashes comes out. That is a Shadow. That's Shadowmancer Ultimate coming out when it comes to. But again, on the support, are you really going to do too much? The fact that Mako is trading fine with the Gane. That is very, very bad states and settings right there. You can see how egotistical Mako is playing with that freaking 95 in ego. So confident, not afraid. Green King working, seeing everybody sitting up in mid when it comes here. They're saying, let's take the Serpent. We're a total of 10k gold ahead of you in all roles. You won't be able to burn it down. That is Serpent taken. Shield Bear trying to push it for what they can, but Wallflower potentially caught out. That is a shield on with the Android. 1, 2, 3. That is 3 ultimates you. Actually, technically 4 with Mythos as well, too. To run down the 4 hapless ADC. Tato is trying to buy what time that he can. Breezy takes him down, and you can see Reach and Jatilov just having the worst, having the exact opposite experiences. One is having the game of his life, the other is suffering, even with the perfect 6-0 Whipmaster. Ninja has taken the game by storm, and Shadowmancer is not going to be able to do too much more. Slowed, stunned, knocked up, and taken down. 42k compared to 28. You can see here, almost 5k gold. Almost, okay, 4k almost rather. For the bot lane matchup right there. Mako, 7 stats on Ghost. It is way beyond what they want then. Wallflower dies again. Mither is unstoppable. Jatilov does what he can. The Cavalry charge only gets them back safely to base. And this should be a clean 1-0 start for GaleForce. Yeah. Breezy just cutting down the Cavalry was really funny though, I have to say. Okay. And blue side. I think I'd probably take the Shrine Maiden first. Because I need to make sure that I have that pit. I can always take White Mage, because I'm more used to White Mage myself, but no. Guardian Spirit. Now we'll just be pocketing the Wind Mage. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. Okay. I think at that point then, I need to take a Lancer to be able to dash around the people, and Gambor is a solid backline pick. Gunner, Illusionist. That's the sources of AP that they're going to be able to run away with at then. So how would I potentially deal with this, especially for this massive backline? I do think Swordsman could absolutely be an angle in that case then, so let's see here. It would probably be mid lane, jungle, and then I have my top lane. So I need support. I need support in jungle. I do think Swordsman Jungle is actually going to be fine. Yeah, give me Swordsman Jungle. As supports, I do have the Gamba. The Enchanter versus Enchanter support potentially then in that case. That or Taoist is really high priority too then, I think. Just seal people off and let us potentially do them. They're also lacking Cease. Okay, wait. Barrier Mage also does really good too. Yeah, what the heck? Barrier Mage actually pops off thinking about it. Because they have 4 ways to attack at, like, they have 4 ways to attack, when it comes to that. From range. I think Barrier Mage will just fuck them up. Good at that. Again, I do not mind hard engaging, especially since I have a taunt and everything. Alright, game 2. Blue Otter versus GaleForce. Blue Otter losing, choosing red side in that case then, that comes to. And we're going to see how things go. Now, Illusionist Jungle is a very curious pick, especially with how Reach is already counter-jungling, taking his efforts, because the biggest thing to note is that Gunner will be able to have priority, so Marine King will be on the back foot for once in the bot lane when it comes to here. We'll also have to see how much gambling does. Jackie already going for level 1 Jade, but you can see Wallflower already way too low for his own good. The Barrier Mage's doing a good job of keeping things nice and healed enough, but Reach is suffering. But Reach could be right here. Jackie still level 1, only taking 1 camp. He could be run down by the Gunner. There's a good taunt by the Illusionist when it comes to here, but it's just a bit scary. Number 2 on Wallflower when it comes to right here. Now, the Divine Spirit, the Guardian Spirit is doing a good amount of poking back and forth. Remember, everybody level 1, everybody's pretty equal when it comes to on their own side right here. But GaleForce does have potential scary dive is the biggest thing. It's going to be about shutting down the dive with the Illusionist and the Wind Mage versus what GaleForce can do with Swordsman and Lancer. But at the moment, they have drafted losing lanes for top and mid. They just need to make sure that they don't fall too far behind. That's a sits on the Gambor, but crucially, Wallflower does have good mechanics, does stay out of range here. Now, I will be constantly still looking, though, at the Illusionist. That is 12 CS to 5 right now for the jungles, and it's a utility jungle pit. Nagata actually does take, that's his face, does take a power shot, and that would equalize the top wave then. So Reese should be able to secure his waves and keep that going. Yeah, again, it's a utility pit. Mitzi having the time of his life in mid lane though, able to run over Marine King, who's playing Shrine Maiden, but was expected to be a bit more of a problematic pick, especially with how Shrine Maiden gets to sustain herself, but especially against the Gunner, who gets to run a little bit more around circles. Shrine Maiden gets to neutralize a lane, but she's gonna lose this one hard just due to how she doesn't have the same stutter stepping potential that Gunner has. Now, Serpent already is here when it comes to it. GaleForce doesn't have too much of a lead, or rather, there isn't too much of an item lead besides actually for the Gunner, but Guardian Spirit already kind of trot out. Tortigate coming around, that's already a level 5 ultimate, and Gunner, as much as he can do, you can see the Barrier Mage does so much work to shut it down. Mitzi might die, but nothing comes around to it here. Meanwhile, Breezy and Nagane, level 5, but they both are just kind of chilling on their own sides respectively. That should be GaleForce's free take with Serpent in that case then, and we'll just see if Jackie Love gets caught. Nope, Breezy's roaming down, just making sure that Serpent take is secure at this point here, just because of how slow it was. Does dive onto Mitzi though, provides a little bit of support fire for Marine King, but that is top tower being pressured by Nagane in the meantime right there. Gonna be a few 3 tower hits or so, but if Breezy does want to engage, that could just turn everything then in that case here. See, ooh. There is a level 5 advantage in the bot wave now when it comes to here. Mither already at level 5 versus Wallflower's level 3. 22 CS to 17. It isn't the worst when it comes to here. Mither's about to reach level 4 as well too. But again, I'm still looking at Jackie Love. He is only at level 3, not even close to level 5. Whereas Reach is at level 5. Already has an ultimate advantage right here. And you're seeing the Barrier Mage being able to zone out this bottom lane is doing so much. There isn't too much that can be done, and Mako being able to just go forwards, bat back and forth, and say, yeah, what are you going to do about us? We can just stay here. We can do everything in that case. It's just way too much for him to be able to deal with. And the utility jungle pick. Did Blue Otter back themselves into a corner? A Jundor, a Jundor Gunner would have been a fine pick itself, but we have to question the drafting decision. Here, Jackie Love is taking forever to Twitter at camp. Meanwhile, we just worked over to Reach, and he's tweeted in legitimately 2 seconds of time, which Jackie Love took 10 seconds to clear it out. Final cut does come out. The Johnny does get the knockup though, so Reach and Breezy, even for 2 ultimates, are snuffed out for the price of 1, but that is still top lane taken out of the picture, and that is going to be a Mordard take. And again, look at Jackie Love. He can't kill these bees at all. There's nothing that can be done. Now, outer tier 1 tower in mid is taken out. Jackie Love's actually going to bleed away to this here. That is a good Gamba on Mitzi. The Gunner goes down. A wonderful turn away from Mordard. And it is almost certainly over for Blue Otter. There is no way that they can really contest this. Jackie Love at 97 HP and a barrier sitting on Mordard. It is a safe take. Wallflower's only choice was to wave of bats in, but he chooses to only walk into his free death afterwards. GaleForce has every whim that they want. Breezy crucially misses his ultimate when it comes to right there, but Mither playing well ahead if he wants. Now, Guardian Spirit does keep Nagane alive. You see Marine King and Mither just having the time of their life, just sitting between the tower. Mid's gonna naturally push up thanks to Reach. Just going there, and it's gonna be another Serpentine. Nope, final touch goes in. Mitzi, if he landed that power wave, that could have been a dead Gunner, but it doesn't matter because that's a dead Serpent. And GaleForce, not too far ahead technically in gold, but they're well ahead in tempo. They're about to take another tower in that case then, and you can see it's gonna start widening. It was 500, it was 1,000. It's about to be 2,000 going onwards, and with a huge stacked wave up top, Breezy is just gonna have the time of his life. Nagane can't do anything, and the inner tower too. Mako, as the Barrier Mage, is saying, what are you gonna do? Jackie Love says, I don't know either. Level 4, 5 minutes into the game, still no ultimate. Mither does the Gamba, gets Mitzi. It forces out the Hurricane. Now Mako will die for their sins when it comes to, but Mither gets to walk away. Now, Mordard buff. Still on for 10 seconds. They could potentially take an inhibitor tower if they a roller tower if they wanted to, but backing off, smartly GaleForce is just gonna keep securing their own jungle in that case then here. But you just gotta look at that swordsman. Why was it an illusionist taken jungle? Jackie Love. He was trying to take the bees at the beginning of the game, and he's trying to take them again. It is the most disasterful pitch of all time. Gunner was right there to go into the jungle when Illusionist should have gone mid, and Blue Otter should be flamed on all internet forums for their pitch to throw the series like that. 48 comes out trying to get Tacticus. They could absolutely throw the Guardian Spirit or force it out. I do think, honestly, that the Guardian Spirit ultimate is probably worth more than the 20 gate, especially in the sake of Blue Otter, where they need survivability. Reach, final cutter, trying to run down Mitzi, but the Gunner does just do a little bit too much pressure, and Jackie Love, he wants to take his bees. He can only take 1 before he's forced off because GaleForce is trying to end the game. He doesn't die. The taunt up from the illusionist does work and wonders. But guess what? Chatreuse's still not even not to level 5. He can't make an allied illusion. He can only taunt. Mitzi, caught out on the transition, tries to just run straight back to base and says, okay, what? We're gonna change truce. But Breezy, what the Totally Date comes out. That's gonna keep everybody healthy enough. 2-man knocked out by Breezy. However, Mako caught out. Gamba stat hits Chatreuze though. There is no illusionist that can stand. Najane is being pressured out. No answer comes back in, but that is pretty close to base here. So when it comes to Gamba does go down. Mither absolutely shreds. Wallflower knocked around silly when it comes to here. And it seems that the game is potentially over. Wallflower says, yes, it is over. Walks back to his demise. No wave of bats. No nothing he can use. Tattoo is trying to cut the way for what he can. But let's be real here. Blue Water is tilted at their coach's decision as well. They don't want to play the game either. And GaleForce is literally even debating about splitting between Mordard and Serpent right now. Smither just deciding if he wants to have fun or toss the game a little bit more. Yep, Mitzi can only just stand by and watch, debating about where did they go wrong with the coach. What happened here? GaleForce is poised to go 3-1 in the standings right now at the moment. Nagane can't do anything even against unmordard buffed minions. As you can see, Breezy just going in. He's just gonna run him down. 1, 2 dashes. Chatreuze almost dies even to the Totally Gate without any other influence. Breezy gets a free hit. Tattoo is Gamba stat taunted. He might die. No, just barely lives thanks to the relic, but it falls with a dominating 8k gold lead. GaleForce takes a 2-0 victory over Blue Honor with honestly one of the worst performances of all time, but that is a coach difference more than anything. Oh, Blue Otter. That is such a bad feeling for y'all. That is so horrible. I wish I could see your coach. That way we could talk about how horrible it is. Because that was not it, Chief. That was absolutely not it. Alright, I'm gonna call it there for now, everybody. That's 2 more matches done in the butts right now. That is already 2 more hours. And my voice is starting to go. So wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, everyone always at your service now. Whether it be morning, afternoon, evening, or night, please from my side of the world, have a wonderful night now, and thank you all for coming when it comes to here. I played base for an hour, played Teamfight Manager for 2. This has been a wonderful Sunday, but I do think I might have to see how many times I want to do Teamfight Manager on Sundays, because if my voice doesn't hold, that's, again, just bad in general. Have yourself a good night now, y'all.